those 42 points. And talking about reigning world champions, how about we talk about the defending champions, VK Gaming? They didn't start up hot during their series, Graceful, but boy, did they come back.
I mean, honestly, the biggest reason they came back, I would say, is definitely to the love of the community. We had them right here behind us in the audience, and they were sharing their hearts out at them. And they managed to pull it back a little bit. But remember, we're still aiming for that top 14 to secure yourself in the finals early so you can avoid a survival run. They're currently sitting in the middle of the pack, but more than capable of still making it. This is just day 2 starting.
Well, the beautiful thing is that I have 2 experts.
हेलो मर्ची भाई क्या हाल चाल है आपका हेलो गाइस कैसे हो आप सब
Welcome back to another stream. You did tell me you only got 2 kills.
आज हम लोग
I definitely have to take you out of that.
टॉप 5 तो हम लोग रह लेंगे.
Your notes were just strong as yesterday. I can't wait to see what the notes are going to be like today. But I actually want to go with you, Snipe Down. Going into day 2, you were talking about some of those squads that didn't really perform well, right? We got Alliance in 33rd place. We got NIP in 36th place. And I mean, the home crowd team, TLN, they ended up with just 2 points. What are you going to be looking to do different here going into the second day?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm TLN, it's everything and everything at that point. You know, I think you could send 3 people to separate sides of the map and probably end up with more than 2 points today. But overall, I think, you know, it's just a pickup. But honestly, the biggest surprise for me is the NIPs and the Alliances. I think Alliance specifically, maybe it's just, you know, their first real event with a new third. And for them to come out and be a little slow at the start, you know, we talked to Hawkins yesterday. He was saying he has all the POIs that they want on World's Edge, so we're going to see what that's going to look like. You know, that's where they really need to get a lot of points. They've been really strong at that north pad zone or just north pad landing
आप पेरिस नहीं गए
so
हम पेरिस बाद में जाएंगे अभी
you
नहीं
know, honestly, it just
अभी
seems
बहुत
like
काम है अभी
that
मैं
team,
स्क्रिप्टेड न्यूज़ कर
with effect in the past, you don't have to tell him to do anything to push anything. It's just an automatic
स्क्रिप्टेड न्यूज़
reaction.
कर रहा
He just goes and
हूँ
does
वो
what he
आएगा
knows he
मस्त
needs to do. And it'll be curious to see because it seems like they're hesitating a little bit on some of the plays they're making. And you know, those hesitations in these
एक
big
स्क्रिप्टेड
lobbies,
न्यूज़ कर रहा हूँ
this pace is
फिर
only
टैलेंट
getting
हंट
faster as we
भी
continue on
तो
with
करना है
the
ना
LGS years. And for
हम
them,
लोग नहीं
if
करेंगे आप
those
लोग सिलेक्ट
hesitations
कैसे
are
होगे
game changing and it could be
बताओ
15
कैसे
to
सिलेक्ट
30
होगे
points just by one moment.
I mean, I mainly feel like it's so hard
Live
to narrow
link.
it down because we
एक
don't really
second,
get to
मुझे
see their
live link वो
POVs. We
करना
don't
है.
really get to hear their incomes as much as I would like to. So digesting it, is it you know, are they getting caught on macro, or are they just losing fights in general? Did the zone just pull away and they didn't play out in their favor? It's really hard to just digest it immediately without going into VOD reviewing, which I so much love to do. But I'm sure then, you know, I'm possible that they will wake up as well. They have been called a group stage team before. Yeah. It's nothing new, but that also means they can come back and win because they are also capable of winning this whole thing.
Now, if you're TLN Pirates, I'm going to put you on the spot right now, Lace. Let's say you're their coach, right?
मतलब जो भी है वो काम नहीं कर
I'm sorry, TLN.
उसका वो अरे आदि को पता है वो कौन सा वाला पोर्ट काम नहीं कर रहा है उसमें से एक पोर्ट काम नहीं कर रहा है
Look, it can be rough though, you know, coming into these sorts of things. And like we were saying, mental anguish, and then that kind of just adds to the, you know, keeping down in that lower leaderboard. But, you know, they're not, I mean, we're seeing massive teams down the bottom there too. So, you know what, I don't think it's out for them just yet, but, you know, it must be sort of hitting them a little bit more harder today, kind of a little bit in here. So I do hope that we can see that. I think another team that I was kind of like, my underdog was Dinos. I don't know if you guys sort of thought a little bit more might come from them. Graceful, I don't know, but look, I honestly, I had a lot of hopes for them watching them, but you're giggling. Go on, lay it down for me.
No, I mean, Lauren was absolutely loving them, and I was like, I mean, we gotta be realistic at some
wear
point.
Like one of those T-Rex suits because I was all for them, but
I mean, at this point, you kind of just have to throw everything at the wall, hoping something sticks. If your game plan doesn't work, you have some time to VOD review it, but at some point, how much did you practice, and you just have to believe in it, or you just throw haymakers, hoping something swings. You know. Also, we have to keep in mind that the group does affect how you will perform. So when you get to that point, maybe the survival, like if they're forced down into survival, which is looking likely for some of these teams, maybe that's what they need, and that's how they know how to play the lobby. So that could be functioning well for them. But then again, the same occasion arises if they make it through survivors into finals, or is it gonna be the same as the first day? Then it's looking really hard.
Yeah, and there's a refresher for everybody currently at home watching. These are the teams that are going to be in the group. Keep in mind, though, the first group set that we're going to be having, the first series is going to be Group B versus Group D. So talking about Group D, I mean, you got heavy hitters like Team Falcons. One team, I'm going to actually throw it back to you, Graceful, here, because I really want to get your input in regards to this team. You're very heavy in Virtus Pro. Are you happy with the performance that they had yesterday, or were you expecting more?
No, I mean, like we said, when we see these upsets that are not really upsets, for me, it's mainly they're feeling out the lobby, I would say. So the reasonings why on people's power rankings, why are these teams so far up, is because they're capable of pulling it back after having some subpar games or just middle of the pack games, because everybody expects to see them in finals for a reason. I think that most of these teams that we have seen struggling will wake up.
Okay, well, hey, that's fair. And to be fair, they didn't have one of the worst performances. So they still got some way to go. And talking about stories, we got to talk about the PS5 story of the day, which is none other than Falcons versus Team Liquid. Because you were saying, Snipe, yesterday it was one of the best series that Team Liquid has had in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this storyline in general, it's going to be so fun to watch. This is kind of like the same Alliance Aurora from, EMEA versus, this being an NA storyline. And for these two teams, I mean, there's so much history. You have the two greatest IGLs in honestly, the game at this point, in Zero and Hal, going head-to-head. And I think this is going to be one of those moments where they're going to hold this over each other's head, being at EWC. Neither of them have an EWC title. It's the one thing that Hal is missing. Zero's missing that. They both have so many accolades. And for them to come at this tournament with how they're doing so far, it's only, it's perfect for them to be right next to each other on the leaderboard after day one, because it's going to be a very fun storyline for them to watch. And honestly, I mean, we've seen Panic evolve as a player. We've seen Zero evolving as an IGL just with a little rough patch with the end of Falcons and heading into their first event together. And now they're here on the main stage again. And, if Zero's ever at an event, you can never count them out.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see like Zero putting that trust back into Panic. Panic pulled out like 8 kills, 16 assists, and 8.3k damage just alone yesterday. He's having an incredible season as well. I think it was like 62 kills across the regular season. And, to add it with Zero, he's at 37,986 damage in the Americas. Where did you pull that from? Like, excuse me, but that's still third, so...
I mean, the thing is that for me, it's always like the motivation and the fire beneath the team. And for me, the IGL is the mojo of the team. And Zero seems to have found it again. Like I said, after that game one, I'm like, this is starting to look like the old form, the back-to-back LAN winner. Zero. You can call it positive. I like to say confident. He's really confident. He's like, hey, man, we are winning this whole thing. And when you have that, that's where, everything starts aligning. And you can really see that trust that he has in the team as well. Maybe not when, he's pulling off the 6-7, he's getting smacked on the head, but when he's clutching, when they're screaming for each other, I can always look back and see my teammate, that's what he needs, and he's getting it right now.
I mean, we saw that confidence during the interview yesterday, right? Saying a lot of people be yapping out there, and he's looking to pretty much just shut him up. And for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget, check out,
guys, हम लोग watch party कर रहे हैं
EWC website, check out the app as well. And if you want to see anything,
guys, हम लोग watch party करने जा रहे हैं Apex Legend का.
Whenever we
link पे click करो और आगे.
Use the hashtag EWC or hashtag EWC26, because I promise we will feature some of your guys' stuff at some point. I saw people rating your drawing yesterday.
I want to see those drawings. I think we should have a segment, Lace roast your drawings, because I feel like you guys all roasted mine.
Lace's notes.
I'll do a call out then. You know what? I believe Nicewick is currently doing a watch party. Nicewick, we might have
you gave me a 4.5. I heard him the other day.
Next time नहीं कर रहे watch party वो बाद में करेगा. वो ऐसे final करने वाला.
I think it's time. I'm hearing the music. This stage is ready. Everybody's ready. Let's get started.
क्रिएटर्स इवेंट है क्या BGMI का मर्सी भाई? शायद है. मैं क्रिएटर नहीं हूँ BGMI का. मैं भी एसेट वाला क्रिएटर हूँ ना. और क्रिएट कर नहीं रहा था मैं. करेंगे. उनको बोलो करे यार, नहीं करेगा वो. तो बहुत सारे गेम की करने हैं उसका.
Day 1 provided an opportunity to set the tone and for our team to make an immediate impact. However, for some,
Apex का आया था.
Il y a des jours difficiles pour certaines équipes, notamment pour notre équipe française. Mais tu sais, Barney, nous les remontadas, les Français, on aime bien ça.
बस मैं इतना बता रहा हूँ.
Is that there's still time to rectify your mistakes, but the bad news is that that time is now. And as the dust settles after day 1, the real work begins.
Après une première journée avec plein de rebondissements et des moves exceptionnels, les meilleurs joueurs du monde sont de retour ici, sur cette scène. Et pour les accueillir, mesdames et messieurs, je vais vous demander de faire du bruit pour nos premières équipes. Et notamment, à commencer par Kirisame Avok.
Dinos!
रेगा तो इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है watch party में. रेगा क्या है वो, क्या कर रहा है? हाँ
Tori.
Dog Red.
Flat.
WGR Neo.
Genji Esports.
गॉडलाइक का क्या सीन है, कौन सी गेम में है वो मुझे
Zipline
exactly पता नहीं है। देखो
Mafia.
गॉडलाइक का मुझे ये पता है पबजी में है वो लोग, BGMI में है और चेस में है, और क्या गेम में है इतना वो वाला नहीं पता, और क्या गेम में है, और आप लोग बता दो ना।
TLN Pirates.
गॉडलाइक और इसमें
Virtus Pro.
एपेक्स का EWC फॉर्मेट क्या है मर्सिदा? इस पे हमें वो रहना है, टॉप 14 में रहना है मोस्टली।
S8UL.
लेट्स गो, ताली मारो सब लोग।
Shopify Rebellion.
क्या बात है।
Aurora Gaming.
GTA खेलता है दिन भर। देखो यार, जो गेम उसको समझ नहीं आता वो क्यों करेगा वॉच पार्टी, वो भी तो बताओ।
Team Falcons.
वो भी करेगा कुछ कुछ वॉच पार्टी तो वो भी करेगा, लेकिन कौन सा करेगा वो बात नहीं की अभी। कल जब आएगा तब मैं उससे बात कर लूंगा। अरे वही बता देगा यार, वो तो बता ही देगा, वो जब करने वाला होगा बता देगा। कल मेरा और रेगा का एक बढ़िया सा सेगमेंट है स्क्रिप्टेड न्यूज का, जो कि बहुत मजा आने वाला है।
Interforce 36.
एसेट वेल में कौन सी लाइनअप चैंपियन बन सकती है? आई थिंक फॉर मी चेस, निहाल एंड दिस वन एपेक्स रेजर, हम लोग बन सकते हैं। एपेक्स के अलावा देखो, एपेक्स के अलावा एक ये है कि अगर भाई जॉनी खेल गया ना
Team Vision.
तो क्या पता FC 26 में भी हो जाए कुछ वैसा। बहुत टफ होगा, आई नो बहुत टफ होगा, वो आउट ऑफ फॉर्म है, लेकिन कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि एक टूर्नामेंट में जाके आपको एक क्लिक हो जाए, पूरा आपका दिन अच्छा चले जाए, सबको हरा दो, तो वैसा है। पिछली बार मैंने देखा है कि EWC के मैचेस अभी आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे अपसेट हुए थे, वर्गैंग निकल गया था पहले ही वैसा, तो और जॉनी भी जिससे हारा वही बंदा जाके फाइनल जीत गया।
Tout peut encore se passer.
होगा,
Vous
मतलब अभी
le
फॉर्म
savez,
थोड़ा सा
les
ऊपर
groupes
नीचे हो
stage,
सकता है
c'est un
जॉनी का,
marathon de 3
लेकिन आ जाएगा
journées.
उसका।
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la deuxième journée des playoffs
और-
ALGS. Bienvenue à Paris. Bienvenue à l'eSports World Cup.
और ट्रैक में हमें अगर कुछ कमाल हो जाए तो हो जाए। HOK में बहुत सीखना बाकी है। HOK में मैं मतलब ऐसा है कि हमारे 2 इंडियन टीम जा रही है HOK खेलने, उनके लिए बहुत टफ होने वाला है क्योंकि काफी साल बैन रहा है और काफी प्रैक्टिस भी समझ रहा है। जो लोग आए हैं उधर पे वो लोग मतलब बहुत सालों से गेम खेल रहे हैं।
Wolves with the pop off, the crowd giving them their energy. I mean,
आपके वो न्यूज़ वाले वीडियोस बहुत मिस करते हैं मर्सी भाई। करो ज़्यादा करो ना मिस, मेरे को जितना ज़्यादा मिस करोगे मर्सी भाई नहीं रह पा रहा हूँ स्क्रिप्टेड न्यूज़ के बिना। ऐसे न्यू मैसेज आएगा तब मैं आ जाऊँ। किसको दे रहे हैं लोग? रेगा को कॉल लगा एक बार, रेगा को मैंने मैसेज किया अभी, उसका वो हो रहा है, हेडेक हो रहा है फिलहाल। कल ये लोग ने निकाला था ना, अच्छा निकाला। कोरियन गर्ल कैसी लगती है? कोरियन गर्ल कोरियन जैसी लगती है और कैसी लगती है? यहाँ ज्वेल क्यों नहीं है? पता नहीं भाई ज्वेल फेल क्या है? I don't know.
That could be a game-changing moment, a tournament-changing moment for Team Liquid.
खराब वे में नहीं तो खराब वे में कौन बोल रहा है? मैं वही तो बोला कोरियन गल की तरह रुकती है। होप कम से कम एक चैंपियनशिप आ जाए। हाँ भाई आई होप सो। गाइस जितने भी ये पिकम्स जो EWC में हो रहा है यहाँ पे आप लोग प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हो और इधर में काफी सारे आप पैसे जीत सकते हो। मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ HHP पे लगाओ टॉप 5 में ऐसे टॉप 5 रहेंगे हम।
here on the mic to kick things off today, and boy, have we got a lot to talk about, Dan.
Oh yes, we do. Looking back at the highlights of
गोल्डी भाई और
yesterday's
रेगा आप ट्रायो
tournament-defining moments, perhaps just to give you
कब
those
एक साथ
extra
दिखोगे
points.
मर्सी भाई ओजी ट्रायो प्लीज।
Liquid with that
देखो यार BGMI में जब इंटरेस्ट आएगा गोल्डी भाई का भी आएगा जब मेरा भी आएगा
Probably might highlight
जब रेगा का भी
Yeah, I
आएगा
have to agree. There's a couple
उस
of
तरीके से।
naughty no
तो
scopes
हम
in
लोग
there as
बिल्कुल
well. A little bit
दिखेंगे।
later in the day that we certainly
अभी
enjoyed
थोड़ा सा
with that Kraber, but today the pressure really starts to ramp up a little bit. You got
काफी साल से
warm
मैं खेला नहीं
yesterday,
हूँ
you've
गोल्डी
got
भाई
a
भी
few
खेले
games
नहीं
under
है
your belt, but now
रेगा
it really
खेलता है
is
लेकिन वो
about
भी
putting
रेगुलर अभी
right what
खेल
went
नहीं
wrong
रहा था।
yesterday and making sure
थोड़ा
those
इवेंट
points
इवेंट में
which
हम
are
लोग को
so
समझ रहे हैं हम लोग जब भी
valuable
आते हैं
are on the board by the end of play today.
Of course, we get into the second round now of the round robin.
हमारा
of
ग्रुप
group
का
stages.
गेम है
It's
क्या?
gonna start
हमारे
off
ग्रुप
here
का
with
यस
B
ब्रो
versus D,
ऐसे ड्यूएल खेल
as
रही है
all
अभी।
groups will play each
POV
other before
देखेंगे
we
हम।
eventually get to our finals, and of course, prior to that,
गोल्डी
the
भाई ऑल राइट
survival
यस
stage.
गोल्डी भाई
And
बढ़िया है गोल्डी
eventually,
भाई का
we
पूरा
will
जब
be saying goodbye to
जम के
teams
राइटिंग
before we
चल
get to said survival stage.
Well, one thing to talk about is a change of maps today, and this map in particular for the old guard is going to put a smile on your face. We're starting off with a little bit of World's Edge today as we take a look at our POI draft. Wolves Esports
ये
with the
न्यू
first
लाइफ
pick
का
here, no
फीचर है
surprise,
ज्वेल
head
वाला
over to
पता नहीं
Sky
मैंने
West.
मेरे
Yeah,
में
that was
ऑन
their
नहीं
first pick throughout the entirety of the POI draft. Of course, they will draft on 2 maps, so that's why you might see Team Falcons, for example, they had 28th pick, so they have prioritized the second map, which is going to be E-District. And remember, yesterday, they did perform well on E-District, a little less so on Storm Point, so perhaps they are
BGMI के
trying
इवेंट
to
में
rely
भी प्लेयर
more so
की
on
आवाज
E-District
आना
later
चाहिए।
on. But that does mean
Players
going into
की
World's
आवाज।
Edge, Mark, we are going to have more of those legends like Crypto, like Seer available, which typically creates a little bit more of a
Players की आवाज
fast-paced
आनी चाहिए। क्या
action
बोल रहे हो?
style
पता
here
नहीं
at
क्या
World's
लिखा है।
Edge.
It certainly does.
अभी
Note
group
here
B और
for
D,
Aurora
yes.
as well. Nobody landing at fragments, so they're going to have the entirety of the middle of the map.
हम लोग
to
लावा
themselves,
सिफोन
so
में
they're
जा
gonna
रहे हैं,
have
लावा
an opportunity to not only rotate fast, but a good amount of loot to pick up on their way as well. Of course, these are the keys of all
Teammate
of the
between.
teams who are competing here in our
भाई ये
group. Some of
सपना
those
एक
might
बार
be
सच
crushed in
अगर
a few
करा
days'
देना।
time. Some of those will be crushed in a few days' times. But for now, it's about getting those points on the board.
BGMI अभी
and
बहुत
these
ज्यादा
three gentlemen
ग्लिच
certainly
गेम हो
know
गया
how to
है
get that done.
Yeah, that they
अत्यंत
do.
ग्लिच
Even though they weren't
हैं
able to get the win
और क्या-क्या
yesterday,
glitch हो
Team
रहा है उधर पे?
Falcons, I think they just had to make sure they are in and amongst it. As long as they are playing consistently, expect to see them at finals. The only real time we've not seen them get
Voice
to the
comms
finals
की
or a
बात
team
कर रहे
like
हो?
them is
हाँ, हाँ,
ALGS
हाँ,
Open,
आएगा।
remember? When they had that real struggle.
was a long
They
road.
fell to the lower bracket and they had to battle through. I think they learned their lesson.
It worked out in the end.
ये एडवर्टाइजमेंट आ जाता है ना 10 सेकंड का
Aurora as well. A little bit of a.
एक बार
I
चला जाए 10 सेकंड का हो
Not the
जाएगा
best, not the worst. Certainly did get a win on the board, but apart from that, a little bit up and down for the EMEA powerhouse.
Yeah, Aurora finishing 9th yesterday. I think that you
हाँ, कुछ
looked
काम में
across
था
the
होगा ना वो,
faces of them and
इसलिए
he didn't look particularly happy with their performance, especially if you
वरना
look at their
आने
split
में
mod,
क्या है?
how
आ
incredible
जाएगा।
they have been, how they've dominated match days prior.
यार इस बार अगर
Maybe they thought they would
BGMS
be a
में
little bit
हैशटैग
better
1 8-bit
in
and हैशटैग
yesterday's
2
competition,
सोल आती तो
but you
दोनों
can
टीम
right those wrongs here today.
जो
There's a
चला
few
गया
teams
है वो
that
चला
did
गया है
struggle
उस पे हम
yesterday,
बात
now
नहीं
put
करते
on the
हैं
board and say,
BGMS
look,
के
we were just a little bit slow out of the blocks.
जो चला गया है वो चला गया है जो है उसके ऊपर बात करते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग क्वालिफाई नहीं किए आई नो कि टीम ने हक दिया है और हम लोग तो जेन्युइनली मतलब 8-bit तो जेन्युइनली पहला दिन अच्छा ही खेल रहा था हम लोग पोडियम का ट्राई कर सकते थे कोशिश किया नहीं हुआ सीधी बात सेकेंड डे में हम लोग ने बहुत बड़ा चूक किया ये होता रहता है यार समझ रहे ये होता रहता है अभी तक आया नहीं
Wolves earlier, we're talking about the fact they had the first choice of POI today. I think it's going to be very important because in E-District, Wolves Esports looked good.
जल्दी नहीं स्टार्ट हो गई
They really
मैच जल्दी
struggled
चालू हो
outside of
जाएगी
that.
जल्दी
Now with World's Edge, this could be a fantastic opportunity
I
for
think
them
headphone
to
नहीं
say,
लगा
look,
ना
we've
लोग।
got first pick, let's get something we're comfortable with, we know we can get consistent points. If they set themselves up well,
पायल दी को
maybe
टीवी
Wolves could be
शो
another
में
one of
कुछ
those
बोल
sleeper
दिया
teams
है
coming out of APAC South.
कैसे
that could
देखो
really
टीवी
surprise
शो
us.
जो
I
है
think Wolves
इसमें
are one of the teams that
ये
I've
सब
certainly got
होता
my eye
है
on. Just
तभी
those
तो
quick
लोग
rotates.
देखेंगे
They always seem to get a good
कुछ
spot
बोल
in
देना
zone
कुछ
and
ये करना
very, very good at
मैंने
clearing the
मैं
space
देखा नहीं था
around them and
मैं
making
कल
sure they are involved
कल नहीं परसों
in
से
those
मैंने
end
देखा है
games. So Wolves, a
क्योंकि
team
मेरे
to
को
certainly
बहुत
watch
लोगों ने
today. You could say
बोला
that
है
about
कि
a
ये
lot of teams. We
दूसरा
haven't even
सूर्य का नहीं है
mentioned the
एकदम
likes of
ऐसा
Shopify
टॉक्सिक
Rebellion. We haven't
टाइप
even mentioned Genji,
तब
a
मैंने
rested
देखा है
Genji
मैंने
now
आई
in
थिंक
this lobby as well, who
नया
love
एपिसोड
to
जो आया वो
cause a
देख
little
लिया
bit of
इसके
havoc.
पहले
And
एपिसोड
as
आया
we
वो
head
देख
into
लिया
our first game here on World's
मैंने
Edge,
2 एपिसोड
have to
देखे
note as well,
पहला
it's not just
एपिसोड
World's Edge that's going to be new today.
2-3
It's
एपिसोड
going to be
नहीं देखा
Olympus as well. So
अभी जो नया
changes
2
of
एपिसोड
maps,
है ना वो देख
everything's
लिया
going to change, and the action is almost ready to get underway here on day 2.
Yeah, as we look at both Zero and
लेकिन हाँ
Imperial
थोड़ा सा
have quite the history with these
पायल लोग का
two
टीम थोड़ा सा वीक हो
former
गई
enemies, then teammates.
उन
not
लोग को
lovers,
टारगेट कर रहे
and
हैं
now they move back to enemies once more. Very excited to see how they're going to do here on World's Edge against one another. Who is going to be able to stand up to the order?
Well, here we go then. The group
पेरिस कब जा
stage
रहे हैं पेरिस
continues
में
here
जब जाऊंगा
at
आप लोग को
Esports
ब्लॉग
World
में
Cup. The
दिखेगा
Split 1 playoffs continues, and we are heading over to World's
मेरा
Edge. And I
वो
also
सब
want to
ठीक है
give
ना
a big
यस वो
shout
सब ठीक है
as we head into
वो
the
सब आप
first
लोग का
game
एकदम से
for a
नहीं
team who's going to be
है
pretty happy, I think, with what they're going to
अंदर
see
सब
when we
ठीक
see
है
that ring pop. Is S8UL
कोई
criminally
बंदा
underrated, always
अपना
in finals,
एक
always
बंदे के
there
साथ
or
रिलेशन
thereabout
कैसा
when
है
it
वो
gets to match
दिखाने के लिए
point. And I've got a little
वाईटी
feeling
पे
that
आना जरूरी है
S8UL are going to pull out something a little
ताड़ी
bit special today.
Yeah, they've been playing
Hey!
Zero heavy and it has worked out
ताड़ी
for them so far. Now, what hasn't worked out
इतना चिल्ला रहा है
is the game plan at the moment for TLNP. They have not
पता नहीं
really
ऐसा
been able
चिल्लाता
to
है
find the
जैसे गांड में
success
दे
that
देगी
perhaps they
किसी
would
को
have liked as we take a look over towards the map, both at the legend selection and where we're
अचानक से
going to be
चिल्ला रहा था
heading
पता है
here
डर
on
गया
the
मैं
map. Probably down between Dome and
वो स्क्रीम
Stacks
खेल
is
रहा
where we're
है
going to be
तो
thinking this
स्क्रीम
circle
खेल
might
रहा है ना
finish. So both
स्क्रीम में
Genji and Neo
अचानक से
are gonna be in
वाला क्या
position
कॉल है
for
बे
that. 20 cryptos in the lobby, by the
Hey,
way.
surprise, surprise.
चलो
I
चलो
think we
चलो
know what the legend
जोन
is
पास
going to
में
be
है जोन
going
पास
into
में
match 2.
Yeah, it's just taking a look at what Falcons are running. Change up from
रियलिटी शो
yesterday
देख
in
के
the
अक्षु
game
की
1
याद आ गई
composition.
हाँ
They do
भाई
have
आपने सही
Caustic
बोला यार
in the composition this
अक्षु
time
से
around,
काफी
and I
टाइम से
think that's a World's
टच पे नहीं, पता नहीं
Edge-based
क्या कर
pick. Yesterday they were running Seer Alter Crypto, which was very interesting. I did speak to Draugr about it. I won't give too much away about that pick, just out of respect. But yeah, just interested to see they are going to go
रेगा
with
कब
Caustic
जा
here.
रहा
And I
है
think that
रेगा
just
को
works
पूछो ना
into
यार मेरे
the
को कैसे
geometry,
पता
the
होगा
buildings that are available on
हीरो लग
World's
रहे
Edge.
हो
That being said, when you look at where this final zone is going to be, and also at the moment, Falcons under a lot of fire.
ओए S8UL और Falcon का फाइट हो गया क्या
Going to move fast here, trying to find somewhere to call home.
Oh, they are pinched. They tried to rotate early for Big Mord, but they just got caught. But
या तो
Genji
था
firing
भाई
down on them, and
या तो था
S8UL, who have already
जेंजी और
moved
S8UL दोनों Falcon को
towards
मार
where
रही
this
है
end zone is going to be. S8UL managed to pick up Blue Evo on the way, so they've managed to get into a
Push
position
करेंगे
where
ये
they're pathing, allowed them to collect some Evo.
Push करेंगे क्या?
That puts Falcons at a disadvantage. Now they have to play inside of the vault
भाई
instead of
एपेक्स देख
just
के खेलने का मन
outside
हो
of it.
जाता है भाई
At least they've been
नहीं
able to
देता
find
वो
somewhere to
reply,
actually
तो दे
set up
देगा।
with this core stick, though. What I was going to say previously, where this final zone is going to reside, there's a lot of open space. You can't necessarily take as much of an advantage on that core stick, being able to get those barrels down in a building. If this was like a monument, a fragment finish, that's when core stick really can capitalize. That being said, this current area is actually a nice place to set up. They could potentially pick up a lot of kills.
ये लोग किसको मारने जा रहे हैं लेकिन ये लोग Falcon को अगर
Yeah, the one thing they have to be aware of though
I think
is
ये वाले टाइम में ना
see that Walsey has
ये वाले
managed to
टाइम
get the
में
drone out and collect
worth
Evo
it नहीं है
Harvester
फाइट
to get
लेना I
them
don't
up
think
to
so
blue, and
क्योंकि
now
इनके
Imperial
पास
House
अबे
decided we want to try and reclaim our
Falcon ने
spot.
जिसको को
Here's the
मारा है
fighting going on. Hit some nice shots with that hemlock. And
Fuck.
he's putting the pain onto S8UL now.
भाग
Sharky
रहा है
has to
क्या?
try and escape. That's how he's going to have to jump back
Escape
towards
किया है
his
नहीं किया
teammates.
How
Escape
just
कर
on
लो
a
भाई
scouting mission at the moment, of course, he could drop that TP for everyone else if they would like to be able to move up.
जिसको
to him,
नॉक है
but
शार्की
SAUL
बचा
under
हुआ है
fire,
My bad.
definitely struggling.
I said they were going to do something special today. Well, maybe game one's not going to be that special game, but they are
भागना
still
होगा
alive. They are still
शार्की
kicking.
को नहीं मर जाएगा बेचारा
They will be
क्या
eliminated.
यार
19 squads remaining. Sorry, S8UL, that one's on me.
So our first team wiped from the lobby as our second team shortly
कैसे
follows as well. With Havoc now being eliminated down to just 18 squads. So a lot of these teams have moved very quickly. This zone is a pretty easy one to read, so that was to be expected.
कैसे मरे यार
I think the interesting fact is going to be a lot of these northern teams moving in late because there's going to be potentially quite a few edge fights happening naturally on their rotations through some of these choke points.
I will say I'm absolutely riddled with guilt right now after saying that about S8UL and seeing them fall so early in the lobby, but I'm sure I'll recover. Interesting though, a lot of teams, as you can see on your screen on the right-hand side, already kind of playing deep into zone at the back of Dome. That's where the majority of those buildings are going to be located, that are going to be sort of close enough to the end game to survive in for quite some time. Outside of the zone though, we're going to look at TL. Team Liquid on your screen right now. They're outside of Monument, just looking towards that train tunnel. And they've got a little bit of a fight going down here. VP are on the other side of this.
You have to be quick with any of these engagements, though. You've got to be aware there's going to be other teams rotating in similar areas, and if you take too long, the third party could happen. So that's why we're not seeing too much of an overcommitment from Liquid at the moment. They are happy to hold out Virtus.pro, but they are not getting too aggressive just yet.
Yeah, just playing this one smart, playing small, as teams like to say, making sure they're not extending away from each other too much. One player who's always willing to extend to look to get that entry damage. And that first frag is going to be the IGL 0. Nice shots coming through after he jumps through the void passage. Takes the drone down as well. That's huge in a team fight.
कोई बात नहीं, 5 गेम है.
Take that EMP out and you have it available. All the advantage is yours.
Again, this is why the Evo Harvesters can create this
मैं आया
engagement.
थोड़ा
Both
नीचे
these
watch
teams
party
want
का
to get that extra little
क्या
bit
हो
of
रहा है
Evo,
मैं
and in the
देखता
end,
हूँ.
BP
ठीक
are
है.
going to lose out here.
आप
But
मुझे
Team Liquid probably will
2
lose
minute
this one.
दो.
They've got their job, they've got their target, they've got the Evo. They will now think about their rotation. They don't need to press on Virtus.pro because they know more Northern teams could be arriving.
Yeah, Liquid leaving this one. They're moving towards Harvester through the choke now. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screen. VP are going to reset here, and they will be safe. Wolves were kind of looking at it, but actually wrapped all the way round to staging now, where they're already up to full purple, by the way, which is impressive to do this early in the game. Dory, not looking so good for them, though. They're taking damage from that EMP, and Muscle is down to about 20 HP.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be a pretty easy wipe. 2 teams involved in it. It's going to be Dinos plus. Looks like Shopify Rebellion got involved on that one as well. Shopify Rebellion just making sure they back off and they can hold. This is going to be on the western side. Oh, over towards Launchpad right now. It's E36 looking like they might want to try and get involved.
Yeah, they do want to get involved. They're portaling straight into this on this one, and Zap is already down. EMP is popped, but the Synapse jumping into the void, it's not going to affect him, and now he is just hunting down Quayful. They've already found a couple. Shopify Rebellion, goodbye, good night, you are out of the lobby.
It's going to be a slow start then for the day for Shopify Rebellion. As now that left-hand side is going to be very open for Dinos to probably get back up. Potentially take that position back away from them. Now, we mentioned Aurora. How are they going to do today? They're going up against Flat, and it looks like both teams have been able to get a knock.
Yeah, Big Louie trying to be efficient with those barrels, trying to get them down, and it's like Aurora, who were very aggressive, by the way, on that push onto the top of the construction building, are going to be able to reset, and it looks like Flat will be able to do so as well. Kind of a little bit of a split of the resources and allowing each other to get back up to a 3. Nano popping a Phoenix kit right now. He'll be full health in a few moments' time. You also saw Team Vision in the sky there. Trying to rotate a little bit closer towards the zone. They're now on the southern side of these buildings. So Aurora, Team Vision, and Flat all sharing some of this real estate that is within stacks. And you don't want to be the team to engage first here and find a knock, because that third party is just going to be waiting.
So that southeast side of your map is starting to get very congested. But there's a lot of these teams who are on the outside of it. The likes of Virtus.pro moving in from Big Mord. Team Liquid are now arriving to that vault that we saw previously Falcons were kind of hunkering down in. But there's still going to be so many late arrivals with Heretics and Pirates coming in. And the trouble is, because there's not going to be any real estate to play, you have to try and force an engagement or hope that something happens to give an opening for you to either bypass teams, which sometimes can happen.
भाई अच्छा वो मिला था यार, अपने को जगह अच्छा मिला था.
Yeah, you can see the zones touching right at the bottom of the screen. It gives an indication we're probably pulling in towards Dome rather than to the outside of it, where initially I thought the zone was going to be pulling.
Please explain in short what is going on. अभी qualifier चल रहा है.
From the initial fight
यहाँ पे क्वालिफाई होना है अपने को टॉप 14 के अंदर रहना है ओवरऑल में और कल तो हम लोग ने अच्छा एंड किया आई थिंक टॉप 4 थे कि 3rd थे और ओवरऑल में हम लोग आई थिंक 8 कितने थे हम लोग 8-9 थे ना.
If you played enough Apex Legends here on World's Edge, you know that's a horrible fight to take from the low ground to the high.
Yeah, sadly, it's going to be bad news bears for Wolves, whichever way they go here. The route is going to be contested on both sides.
Wolf वालों के पास पर्पल शील्ड है ना.
Going to be holding an area.
Limit
also arriving.
E36 के प्लेयर के पास एक रेड शील्ड भी है भाई.
In with Dinos, they are able to TP back. They can hold that
ये तो
southwest
के
side.
देगा
They
लग
can
रहा है.
avoid enter Force 36, who I think starting to sniff them out a little bit here.
Yeah, difficulty of rotation here. Teams who do have a Wraith in the composition might have a good time here, and there's only one in the lobby. That's going to be E36. You can see on the screen right now. Excuse me, there are actually a couple more. TLNP have one, and Aurora also have the Wraith, but finding a way across the open grounds outside of Dome, very, very difficult to do without a rotational legend. Not a lot of cover to be playing, and that Wraith could come into very good use with that portal going down. TLNP on your screen right now. A rough day yesterday, to say the least. I saw their coach on social media saying that he was taking a lot of blame for it. He was saying that I read the lobby wrong. I thought it was going to play a little bit differently. We'll have to see if they right those wrongs today.
Well, they got no kills. I don't think that the coach can take all of the responsibility. If I'm a player, I wouldn't let my coach take all of that.
I would.
Yeah, it was all his fault. The POI draft was terrible. We couldn't get any kills off the back of it. But back to your point about Wraith versus Alter, I guess. I think I prefer Wraith, as you can be a bit more aggressive. Speaking of,
allowed है क्या?
here's E36.
UB stream allowed ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. किया तो था कल.
Nox traded. Obley's down to about 20 HP. He's got to be very, very careful here. And here comes Dinos. Here comes a Maggie Ball. And Justin doesn't know what way to turn at the moment. He's trying to avoid the fight that's going down. Dinos are actually going to use the Void Nexus to portal back to that high ground building. Just weak on the low ground. And this swing might be enough to take down E36. They're out of here. It is Wolves actually who are now being the aggressors as the last team to arrive. They are winning the fight over launch side. Dinos are alive, but deep in zone.
E36 के
Wolves
player
fans behind us in the arena enjoying
Wipe
that one
हो
as
गया
they
क्या
should,
E36?
because that was well calculated by Wolves. They waited, they were patient, bided their time, and they picked their opportunity. As now we check in elsewhere with Pirates that we were just talking about. It's going to be Unlimit on the other side of this
allowed
one. Trying to take advantage of them just kind of backing off away here and offering themselves up as KP.
There is that portal. So they want to try and reevaluate how they're playing this one. Unlimit will be able to reset outside of this building. It should be safe inside of zone. Pirates, though, they've got a lot of work to do. You can see right at the top of your screen outside of Lava Siphon, they still have to work their way in towards the zone. And knowing that Unlimit are there now, and the Wolves are also working their way on that western side towards zone, the options are pretty limited for them. It feels like they almost have to go through someone to get to zone here.
Would you say they are unlimited options? No, it's pretty limited. It's very limited. Sure. Yeah, they could wrap all the way around, go big Maud side, but we know, seeing the buildings, you've got the likes of Flat, you've got the likes of Aurora, they're going to be there waiting for them as well. It's not going to be comfortable on either journey. So perhaps an aggressive fight onto Unlimit may be the best option, but they've already lost that opening engagement twice. So to try and re-engage once more here, you just need someone to hit something big, give you that damage advantage, to give you something to push off of.
Yeah, EMP is going to be important here. I wonder if Kinda does have it available. Taking down the drone of the other team, certainly going to help. Unlimit
140 points तक जाएगा क्या कट ऑफ टॉप 14 का?
Certainly for a few moments until that drone comes back to life.
Points अभी चल के आ रहा है.
Also some shots coming in from a distance here. It's actually Wolves Esports who might be helping out TLM Pirates by doing a little bit of damage to Unlimit. Pirates have to take this fight, by the way. They have no other option. The zone is closing behind them, and they're going to have to send it in.
Well, Liquid might be able to save them, because Liquid are going to be between all of this as well. This could be a straight fight between Pirates and Unlimit.
Total points अभी चल रहा है 65, 62,
Zidane's going to jump into the void, try and get a TP down, but his two teammates might be on the floor before they even get to use it. Nate jumps into the pouch.
हम लोग के 9 नंबर पे
As Team Vision have just been eliminated
और
in the
हमारे नीचे
meantime.
वालों के
They're just
मैचेस
outside of
बचे
zone.
हुए हैं.
Outside of Dome,
तो
excuse me,
अपने
where
को
the zone
आज
was
कम
looking
से
to
कम
pull, and they haven't been able to
कम से कम
survive. So
90
it looks
point
like
plus
TLM for now
पे एंड करना होगा.
have found a way to
92
get a reset here. So that portal
100
coming in
पॉइंट
from
पकड़
Zidane was
चला.
so
मैं 100
important for
पॉइंट
them.
चाहिए. मतलब और 50 पॉइंट चाहिए.
Heretics as well, as suddenly the engagements happening just on the southern side of
तब जाके
Stacks
हमारे में
decided
कोई
to get a
दिक्कत नहीं.
little
लेकिन
bit
50 से ज़्यादा
aggressive from
निकालेंगे
certain
आए.
teams. Wolves, they try and move through. They've been able to lose a lot as well, as this western side around the vault entrance is just ugly. Wolves will go down. Pirates get eliminated at the same time. So both teams who tried to come in late, they are ripped out of this lobby.
And it was Dinos who might have been forgotten about, who were playing, of course, initially deep at the top of the building of launch site, have wrapped all the way now behind those teams and managed to pinch the two teams who were fighting in front of them. Unlimited still alive. You can see that portal going back again. This time it's a little bit closer to Dome if you're wondering up where that one's going to end. But Unlimited have survived and now have to plan their next move. It looks like the Vault Tunnel is going to be too risky for them with Team Liquid in there. So they're going to wrap round on this western side up where these lava formations find themselves towards Dome.
And even though the zone is closer to Dome than it is Stacks, it is still somewhat between them. It's going to be more on the far eastern eggshell of Stacks, where there is one trailer that Gen G currently reside in. So Falcons, even though they're going to be safe for now, they can kind of move a little bit to their northeast and they'll be able to stay alive. They're in a good position, that's for sure. And actually, Falcons could make this a very difficult rotation for the likes of Zipline Mafia and Neo.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker for Hal. We'll put that one down to a...
ऑफलाइन मैच पार्टी पे नहीं जा रहे हो, थोड़ी देर बाद जाएंगे.
Not quite connecting in the way he would have wanted to. Unlimit now forcing their way towards zone. Killer pose with a Kraber of his own, though. And not only taking down Yulari, man, he's just deleted Zero as well. So the man on your screen is hitting big shots when he needs to. Over to TLN, though. This is what's happening on their screens. The Dan trying to be one of the last ones alive. Team Heretics were eliminated. This is a little replay from earlier on. Zipline Mafia will be the team to be eliminated. 10 squads now remain as the chaos ensues in front of us. Trying to locate
offline
where
watch
we
party
are.
पे
Team Liquid
offline watch party पे
still
जाएंगे
alive. It looks like they got Zero
बीच
back
में
to
जाएंगे
his feet
सब
as
लोग
Dinos will
बीच
be
बीच
out of the lobby.
Dinos did well to survive as long as they did, to be honest. I think it was inevitable they were going to fall. Still only going to be Gen G mainly in the zone. They do finally help out the rest of the teams taking down Flat, who were being a bit of a nuisance, as Dog Red also are going to go down. So we have a few fights happening that are very important. Aurora versus Virtus Pro on the north, as Team Liquid trying to apply pressure to Unlimit.
Unlimit down to 1, I think. If I'm not mistaken, they've just been eliminated as well. So the solo is taken out. Peach was the last one alive. Aurora versus VP, like you mentioned.
Aurora के
starts to
पास
happen
Aurora
on
को
that
बहुत
other
अंदर
side.
तक
There
जाना
it
है
is.
लेकिन
VP Prestis, the
Aurora
last
फंस
player
गया
alive. For
VP
Virtus
तो
Pro
फंसे हुए
trying
हैं
to play behind those
VP का एक
knockdowns.
बंदा मर गया ऑलरेडी नॉक है
WGR Neo just been eliminated from the lobby, and all of a sudden we have 5 squads remaining. This open
उठा
ground
रहा है क्या उठा रहा है
has been a
क्या
graveyard for the team trying
मार
to
कैसे
rotate.
नहीं रहा इसको
Aurora have done so well, by the way,
नेट
to
नहीं है
come
क्या
out
इसके
this
पास
space. They have been bullying Virtus Pro, but now it's just down to effect because we saw Team Liquid
अच्छा वो
joining
सीन
in
से
on the
शेक कर
engagement.
रहा है वो लोग
The Virtus Pro
Hi,
have
Killer
to
Gang
get one
owner,
back up
hello.
quicker.
Yeah, I like this from Prestis. He's trying to push and make sure that the effect cannot get the reset, cannot get the res.
भाई
And he can pressurize
1
it
HP बचा है वो
to at least guarantee them that spot in the top 4. Aurora
मार दिया बे
eliminated
VP ने
smart.
अरोरा के 2 को मारा एक TL ने 1 को मार दिया
Liquid looking at this now.
Here is Liquid. I was going to say,
Still
Liquid,
down.
they were slow about it. They
इनको
could
चढ़ना
probably
चाहिए
push a little bit sooner, but they
TL को
realized
चढ़ना
the
चाहिए
zone's going to do the job for them.
नाइस
And there you have
वन
it.
VP
Virtus
को
Pro
कर
eliminated. Now
दिया
suddenly we're down to
Virtus Pro
3.
हाँ।
It's Liquid, it's Falcons, it's Gen G.
Unlimited
squad
ammo with the
बचा है।
Kraber for Zero as well. One
दो
bullet
squad
changes
mostly
this
अंदर
game
है।
completely. Gen G inside and around
अच्छा
that trailer,
जोन सबके
trying to
पास
control
आ
the
रहा
space. Liquid have to
है
move here. Falcons will be safe.
TL नहीं आ पाएगी जोन के
Gen G's
अंदर
a duo? No, okay, they're back up to a 3. Never mind. But we have 2 of the greatest
TL को
IGLs
दिक्कत
that we've ever
होगी।
seen in Apex Legends already in the final 3 of this first match.
Oh, just
ओ
narrowly misses the
क्रेबर
shot.
लगा नहीं
Has to hope there's no nades flying his way though.
हो
With his
सकता है अगर
shield
क्रेबर
battery
का कुछ
being
कमाल
popped.
दिखा
Sykes
दे
is taking some damage. He has to cross as well. Liquid are being squeezed at the
Genesis
moment, but they
अच्छा
get the knock.
अब
Thanks to
पता नहीं
Falcons'
लेकिन भाई
Asia.
इतना
Advantage Liquid.
Well, advantage Falcons really
इतना
because
ये
this
लोग
is
को
gonna
जगह
put
कहाँ
so
से
much
मिल रहा
damage
है
to both Gen G and Team Liquid, and now Falcons they swoop in.
Falcons just waiting to pick their moment here. Dexter down. Guild comes in with that R9.
फेल्कन
Forcing
नहीं
all
आने
goes
देगी
down
TL
onto
को
Team Liquid as well. That's going to tick
नहीं
away.
आने देगी
Out the help of Team Liquid. He'll now try
नहीं आने
to walk through
देगी
the walls using
नहीं आने
Ultra.
देगी
How just throwing nades to try
भाग
and back
गए।
them off and do that damage. It is working for them. Panic is down next.
Just excellent.
Mostly
Enter, they do
Falcon का
damage,
यही
they
plan
get
है ये
back
दोनों
out, they
आपस
are
में engage
forcing the
करे और
engagement. They are trying
Falcon
to
आके
weaken
wipe कर
both teams at the same time. And Falcons, they should be able to pick up the pieces.
Should be able to, but Zero wins
push
his
कर दो
1v1
दो
to secure second.
Falcon का
Here
game
for Team Liquid. He's got a crave
Falcon का
here.
game
Oh, don't count the boy out yet.
Falcon का game
Big Kraber shots come in. Walty left on his own. Zero here, another. It's a 1v1. Zero might be about to pull off the impossible.
ये गेमिंग हाउस को कितना गजब सजाया मर्चिदा है मजा आया
Walty versus Zero. The two Aussies. To see who takes game 1. Zero and Walty. It's a merry dance behind the knockdowns. He breaks the drone. No EMP here for Walty. Zero looking for finishes. He has that double tap alternator. Walty, though, takes the high ground off of him and gets that initial damage. Walty forces him into the truck. Walty now looking for the finish. And Walty is cold as ice.
And he lets them know, oh, it was you? That was a joke. How did you let that happen? I'm going to be honest,
मिलने आना है भाई
though,
एसिडल
it was
गेमिंग का
almost a
एड्रेस बता दो ना
Falcons joke. The
हम लोग
fact
ने
that
जितना
Liquid
अभी
even
वॉच
got
पार्टी के
there
जब फॉर्म में
was
इतना वो
impressive.
किया है तो आप आ जाते ना
You
बॉम्ब
were
फिल
right,
करके
cold as ice. Those one of the most elongated 1v1s we've seen in quite some time in a
लगाओ
final
कॉल करके
moment.
कुछ प्रैंक करो क्या प्रैंक
As
कर
even
रहे
though
हो
Zero probably won't look too happy right now, they should still be very proud to pick up a second place and even get into that 1v1.
I was going to say, it should never have been a 1v1. Zero went absolutely nuts with that Kraber in the final moments. But the ice That was all Waltzy's.
So there's a few things that happened in that 1v1 that really changed the dynamic of it. It was very important to eliminate the knockdown shield. You could see that was happening, and the attempt was there from Zero, but he got locked in a little too much, which allowed Waltzy to gain the advantage by going up the high ground, taking the top of the car, and then as soon as he had that advantage, he was able to rip through. Again, Waltzy, he does not miss, right? As soon as you get into that position where you get a straight sight line on your opponent, Waltzy takes and applies so much damage. Zero was never really going to be able to get back into that engagement.
I wondered if he was going to pull out the Kraber at one point as well. It would be quite something if he won it that way. At this point, Zero was happy with second. He was playing for second. He was thinking, if we get second, I'm good here. I've won my ones. But Falcons do end up winning the most important fight of that game. That's the 1v1. There's Privacy and the boys popping off in the crowd as well. Why wouldn't you? A big, big moment to start the day. And it's always nice to do it against a former teammate, former housemate, and of course, fellow Australian.
Falcons and Liquid were going at each other during rehearsals. There was back and forth, and you know, this is what we wanted to see. We knew going into this game there was always going to be the Falcons versus Liquid story. Sometimes we try and force it unnaturally, but when it's a 3v3 at the end of the game, how can we not talk about it?
I'd love to see that from Zero's POV, by the way, the whole of that end game, because some of those shots he hit, we were like, oh, this is they're just going to swoop in here, Falcons.
We saw a little bit,
and then I see Hal get dinged, finished. Then I see Guild all of a sudden falling over, and he makes it a 1v1 somehow. And even though he's disappointed now, understandably, to even get it to that point, not many players in the world have that ability.
And this is what's crazy, right? I mean, in any other circumstance, second place with the kills they were able to put on the board, Liquid probably would be delighted with that. But the fact you're in that 1v1, you were that close to winning, it's always going to be a disappointment in this current moment.
I also think he wouldn't have cared if it was anyone but Falcons.
Yeah, I think that's
true. Like, good job, boys. Second place, lots of KP. Like, nice job. You never want to lose to the old teammates, do you? You never want to have that little one-upmanship go against you. This is some of the big moments in the end game that we're seeing here as we went down to the final 5 teams. BP versus Aurora. I love this play from Prestis, by the way. This is recognizing game situation. This is great game sense, knowing that he had to stop that res.
Also, if you think back right to the start of the game, by the way, with Falcons, when they were able to escape, get into the vault, survive, and then reposition into Dome, had they lost that initial fight, had they been a little bit slower on their rotation, they never even would have got into this position.
Wait a minute, we're going to see it here. Oh. Shot in the cheeks to get that second knock, and then the 1v1 you saw just swinging behind that knockdown. We'll say, in those 1v1s, Waltz is one of the most calm players in the world. You hear it in the comms sometimes, he'll just say something like, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. Don't worry about it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And that just gives you confidence as a teammate. If my teammate's saying that in a 1v1, I got it, don't worry. I believe he's got it.
Well, there's how it's looking after that first match. 23 points for Falcons, 17 for Liquid.
23 point निकाल लिया है, kill point भी ठीक ही निकला है, हम लोग जल्दी मर गए.
You know, the Gen G story and what they've been through so far, and the fact they are now here, they are rested, and they put a third place on the board. That'll be a good confidence builder for them. On the other side of the table, a few early exits for some of our big hitters.
ये वाले ग्रुप में ही मुझे लग रहा है हमें अच्छा खेलना होगा.
We'll say Asia from Gen G, we just heard from the back as well. In that game, put up his 500th death. Not the best of stats, but
that being said, we saw that from Zane yesterday.
He's got a lot of kills. He's got a lot of kills, everyone.
The back of it.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be here.
Brilliant 1v1 to have, though, after match 1.
Hey, what better way to start the day? Right, a 1v1 between Falcons and Liquid. You love to see it. We're not going to see Crypto anymore.
To be expected.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Now, the only difference that we may see compared to yesterday is typically we were seeing Seer banned in Game 2. Will we see that again because we're on World's Edge? We might still see plenty of Caustic popping up. It's going to be interesting seeing the numbers leading into it. But I think this now for Falcons, when you look at their plot armor and how their day 1 started, they were able to get that win on the board. Day 2 now starts, they get a win on the board. Everything is starting to lean towards Falcons getting all the way to finals. But I will say, I think Liquid are one of my favorites for the tournament as well. It doesn't matter that they lost that 1v1. It doesn't matter they lost that game. It's only going to matter when you get to match point finals that you don't lose it there.
I mean, that guy won on 1v6 yesterday.
He did. By the way, have you watched, you probably have watched it back, with how Panic was just on top of the cannon, and he was in the sight lines of players, and somehow on a slither
first game हम lobby check करते हैं, yes, definitely.
I said it yesterday. Someone wasn't wearing the glasses. Someone wasn't paying attention.
ठीक है, ये ban हो गया ना? क्या नाम था इसका? Crypto ban हो गया.
My favorite part of that game, by the way, is when Panic flew up and then he lands on the rock.
कैमरा
You just see his valve
drone फेंकता है ऊपर, जाता है स्कैन करता है, शील्ड तोड़ देता है. बहुत OP
Swoops in and wins the
कैरेक्टर
1v1. Wolves on your screen right now.
मैंने बोला था एक्चुअली
Feeling
एफएक्स
good.
वालों को
SAUL.
ये कैरेक्टर
Sorry
मत
boys, that's on me.
बहुत OP हो
Yeah,
जाएगा
that is your fault.
That is
Actually.
100%
ban
my
हो
fault.
गया।
Well, I mean,
You're going to have a terrible game too, okay?
What's
There you go.
funny is
I've counter
क्योंकि
cursed.
जो कैरेक्टर मेरे को अगर
Yesterday,
एफएक्स में OP
SAUL,
लग रहा है तो वो
they
OP
kind
है
of quietly went about their business. They weren't necessarily on our POVs as much. They were just putting up points. We didn't necessarily mention them as much until we got to like these stages where the rankings came up. And then the first time you actually highlight them, they die straight away. But these are the overall rankings, by the way. So if you look at both group stages that have been played so far, Falcons currently on 74 points at the top of the table. Then down towards the bottom, you've got the likes of Neo, who are on 36 right now. But of course, we have more pages because we have all 40 teams featuring in these rankings.
Certainly do indeed a long way to go to get to the bottom of those leaderboards. We'll take a look at those a little bit later on, of course. Got some Neo fans in the building, hoping that their support can push the boys a little bit further up those leaderboards. Wolves fans in the building as well. We're very close to some of them. Hello, everyone. Just giving you a little wave.
Too close.
Close enough. Am I liking? I want to cast it.
No, I meant I'm too close to you.
Oh, you're too close to them.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
You're putting the fear of God into them.
Well, Neo, they struggled a little bit yesterday and in this game. There's a couple of players who were on the struggle bus, in particular with the amount of damage they dealt as well. Couldn't quite get there and get over the finish line. It's always interesting when we get into international competition. Teams that were suddenly looking so dominant in their own region get to international competition and the gameplay changes tenfold. As we take a look at all those keys, we won't be crushing any
पहला
today,
गेम से अच्छा खेला था
but soon.
तो आज ठीक है आज आई थिंक लॉबी थोड़ा
I
सा
can't wait to crush some
Jump
keys.
out of bed
मिस्ट्रीड हो
tomorrow.
गया होगा
And Gaskin will have a coffee in each hand.
Particularly excited to see how
इस
the
lobby
key
में
crusher
ऐसे starting में
performs
fight
this
होता
year.
नहीं है हम
Last
लोग
year
का
Barney
कभी।
had to help it out, but I've heard there's
Barney's been
significant
तो पहला
improvements.
रोटेशन में फाइट हो गया मतलब बहुत आसपास में
If it doesn't
spawn है
work, it's
दोनों
Barney's
टीम
fault.
का
Barney's
Falcon और
fault, so
SAUL का
he's in charge
तो
of
वही
putting
बात
that
है
together.
Yep, keeping an eye
ठीक
on
है आपको
Barney.
पता चल जाएगा ना
Going into this
फिर
second,
कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि आपके पास लूट नहीं है
I
तो आप
wonder
कुछ
whether
नहीं
we will see a chance for Falcons to try and replicate what they
इसलिए
did.
इस गेम
Early
में
move, play
वो नहीं
zone.
होता
Of course, we are
Drop
going to
fight
see
नहीं
no
कराता
crypto this time, but I
सब
don't think
team
it
spawn
would
होती है
have
अपनी
really
अपनी जगह पे
changed and impacted
उधर
too
वो
much for Falcons, apart from the fact that at the end of the game, Waltzy was on the crypto, but it's one of those legends that when you're in a 1v1, you probably don't want to be on crypto. You don't really have much utility to use.
Start
There's not
होने के
many
पहले
abilities that
मैं
can really help you out.
Especially when Zero managed to break the drone as well. You know, if you can get the EMP off, all of a sudden it's advantage you. You get the stun, you get the free damage, and then you're probably swinging and picking up a win. But the fact that as soon as Zero broke that, I thought advantage Zero. I really did think that he was going to have the opportunity to win that one, but wasn't to be this time around. We'll have to see if he can get some revenge in game number 2. Thank you for bearing with us, everybody, as we head into game 2 now. World's Edge continues to be our stage.
I do want to mention again, with Falcons taking that first win, they prioritized E-District. They were the first team to prioritize E-District in this POI draft. So it is fantastic for them to put points on World's Edge here and take an early lead, because then when we do get into maps 4 through 6, it just sets them up for a really good position through the later half.
Well, there's a man who is probably feeling pretty comfortable right now on that main stage. Interesting discussion I saw online yesterday about arm resting controller players down. Waltzy is one of them, and his response was posture.
Yep, got to make sure you're backstage straight. I also saw an interesting discussion of you and Waltzy arm wrestling, and I'm still curious. How do you think that one would go?
Maybe in the 2027 esports.
Oh, okay. We'll start to tease it a little bit. As it looks like we're going to be heading
I'll give him a
towards...
chance to do a little bit of training.
Yeah, he needs it.
He needs it.
We are
going to countdown. We are heading to countdown. This is where we're going, everybody. Virtus Pro going to be pretty happy with that. It's interesting to see what side of countdown we actually pull. If it's going to go in towards Fissure, it doesn't look like those back buildings will be in, but we'll have to see if it does pull that way or if it continues towards countdown. By the way that Virtus Pro seem to be positioning themselves, it does seem like a northwestern pull is what they're expecting.
And we are going to have a Seer ban going into match 3 as we kind of expected. It was pretty close, actually. 16 Seers, 15 Watson. So Watson almost teetering over the edge of being able to change how this one was going to go. Watson going to be very important as well. And it is interesting, isn't it? As soon as you lose Crypto, suddenly everyone's off Caustic and onto Watson because they're like, oh, our fences are going to work again.
Here's a man of, I would say, a more traditional grip of the controller under the desk. That's how I do it, Dan.
Sure you do, as now Aurora, a slightly quiet game in the first, only the 6 points they were able to put on the board. You mentioned it, they were a little bit aggressive, they were able to win the engagement. But again, if you mistime things, if you are aggressive in the wrong moment, third party is always going to be there as a potential to lose out on. And they're going to be going for the traditional tried and tested Alter and Seer to work together. As Flat also were a bit of a nuisance in the previous game as well. They put 9 points on the board. They were able to get to the late game, but sadly they kind of tried to wedge themselves in between a lot of teams who had already found priority. And in the end, they just got ganged up on.
So the last thing we want to say about it, Accuser is the perfect combination of both of the techniques that we've talked about previously. When it comes to holding the controller. As Flat make their way. This is interesting though, the fact that the zone is going up towards the northwest of World's Edge here is good news for the people who had to travel a long way last time down towards Stacks and Dome. Shopify Rebellion, one of those teams who had to make a long rotation towards it. Wolves Esports as well had to make a long trip towards where that zone is going to be going. This time they got much better prio towards that zone. Falcons, different story though. They have to walk, excuse me, the trail at least step to one to get somewhere near this zone. And they're going to go via a couple of Evo Harvesters, but they've got to be careful here because SAUL are shadowing them at the moment. And if they're not checking their backs, could be caught off guard.
I'll get it. हम लोग का टीम का रोटेशन कहाँ से कहाँ है वो देखना हो. Long time Keral, long time. बहुत long time. Wait, sound क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? इसकी माँ का.
Yeah, I'm trying
बहुत
to.
बढ़िया. Yeah, guys, come on.
Next push. Yeah, I'm trying to scan it now. I'm getting scans like straight north of me.
चश्मा कहाँ गया है?
Okay. Yeah, someone just flew in. On my ping here. Grab a hemlock.
I'm not scanning. I'm not getting any scans now. I'm walking out.
Grabbing a hemlock and I'll walk up. Okay. Behind you. I'm dropping you though for WATCHPARTY. I'm walking up to you, Shock.
चलो.
You might have gone far right.
So on grandma's. Altar.
Yeah.
There is someone east as well.
East. Okay. We don't want to get pinched.
That'll be a different team than Campsite. Side down.
I think they're actually. Yeah. I think they're actually in Epi though. They're not.
Let's go.
On us.
Okay.
I don't know if grandma's hit the UAV and left either. I'm still getting scans there.
I doubt it. They should break through. I'm gonna try go up the hill.
Right, let's move there.
They're not peeking grandma, but there's lots of fence there.
I'm trying to scan it.
Yeah, just come up the hill for now.
Not.
Sit halfway up.
I think I'm too far. I'm not getting scans with a 3.
You set up here, try and hit UAV after them. If they look to fight us, we just have to hold.
They might be gone. Close, left. Yep.
Like top left, bottom left.
Left, top left.
I'm nading it. Trying to walk up.
Killing.
Playing the bottom.
I'm taking space off it.
Back.
Forcing. He went back.
Can you check grandmas?
They're on needle.
3.
Game sound नहीं आ रहा?
Okay, the team that was FP then.
क्या game sound नहीं आ रहा?
The C still close.
Yeah, I'm
आ
walking
तो रहा है.
leaving with legacy.
आ तो रहा है.
No scans.
Outside TV range.
अभी नहीं आ रहा game sound.
I'm just gonna fence up inside. Team FP flew to 1 minute.
Okay.
अभी भी नहीं आ रहा. आ रहा है ना? हाँ. चलो chill है. Let's go.
Think I can hit it? Hitting. One team.
Low आ रहा है.
Balls back here.
Let's go there.
What about
Trying to be fucking
now?
there.
अब आएगा.
We have evacs.
Yeah.
What are we going for this?
Yeah, we can
अब आएगा बढ़िया.
one team landslide right now.
We're doing it?
Yeah, can evac there, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
स्कैन तो कर लिया हम
survey
लोगों ने,
past it.
जोन अपने आगे हैं और ये जोन तक जाते जाते अगर
I've procced. Should make it still.
Yeah.
ये लोग देखो उधर तो ओ नीचे बंदे
I'm
नीचे
landing on
बंदे
the door
नीचे
and
बंदे
opening up.
यहाँ पे जाना होगा ठीक है ओबे शिट
I'm on scan.
I'm playing outside.
भाई स्कैन कर दिया
He's sliding
इसने
forward on the box. Look for him, dude.
Can't see it.
I'm inside. I'm coming backside.
I think you're in.
Again.
I'm backside.
लगा दे
So-
हाँ लग गया
I'm good. They're
घर
backed
बना
up.
लिया घर बना
Not
लिया
killing
कम ऑन
anyway.
लेट्स गो लेजर लगा दिया है
They're gonna think we
हर
did that.
तरफ
Yeah.
What's happening landside side? Can you see anyone? There was one team there.
I'm trying to scan. There is a team still in landside.
Okay.
One guy here.
Where's he shooting?
They should have the and they're just saying that.
Yeah, I mean they might not have other option there. But yeah, that is a good
There were,
point.
there were two teams here as well. Like teams above and below that.
एपेक्स क्या समझने को है
It's two, did you say it's
तीन
two
कैरेक्टर
teams?
है एक टीम का
In landslide, it should be one.
ठीक
They
है
were,
वहाँ पे
Yeah, it is
आप वो लगा के खेल सकते हो
I think someone like carved.
एबिलिटी लगा सकते एबिलिटी है आपके पास
But then
थोड़ा
there's two
फास्ट
teams
भाग
just
सकते
outside.
हो
There's two in here.
फॉल डैमेज नहीं है
Yeah, I'm only getting 3
बैटल
heartbeats.
रॉयल इट्स जस्ट अ बैटल रॉयल ब्रो विद
I don't think
ability.
anyone's coming through like
बस।
half or
और
anything
इधर में
yet. There's
चार
a
लोगों
team
का स्क्वाड नहीं होता तीन लोगों का
Monument Tunnel.
लेजर से क्या होता है कोई अगर घुस के आएगा तो उसका सील टूट जाएगा ऊपर वाला सील
That's actually
टूटेगा
a really good sign.
ये देखो
They
देखो
should have
डेस्को का
fucking ring
देखो
as well.
पहले जो अभी
No,
ऊपर का गया है ना दिख रहे हो पर्पल
Oh,
वाला
no.
वो शील्ड है पहले
18
शील्ड
one
जाएगा
as well.
ऐसा
I dropped the bat.
अब
They're out
इसने
here.
heal कर लिए
They can mega drop from the needle.
वो
They
ऊपर
just
से
dropped off.
बंदा बैठ के मार रहा है
Where are they getting killed from?
I couldn't tell. Might have been the east choke.
These guys have just all set up. They're like all triple down here now, and the other team's just walked out and taken main.
अभी हर जगह
landside.
शील्ड विल लगा दिए कोई अगर इधर से भी आएगा
I mean, there's just been so many landslide zones, so should just pull back.
Yeah,
आप जब
More
जाओगे
for it.
पेरिस और प्रैंक करो इस बार भी
it's
okay?
one guy on needle, I think.
इस बार खतरनाक
Yeah, one
prank
guy
करेंगे।
needle, one guy out right.
Can't just list it above. That's like this whole like center.
Wait, they're playing Farthy already?
They're getting a bit group here. Landslide, Mag Bill.
Your mic is just not.
Yeah, it's not working. It's terrible.
लेजर से
Yeah.
लेजर इट्स लाइक अ बाउंड्री
They're talking quietly.
कोई
I have
अंदर
fire
ऐसे
as well.
घुस के नहीं आ
It's better
पाएगा
now
समझ लो
now.
अंदर आएगा तो सील टूट जाएगा उसका तो वैसा है
The C is sitting up on my ping. They're getting drilled from the right team.
Yeah, it's the other team.
5 seconds on zone.
I'm making me move even.
I mean, it really should be a good pull for us if monuments come this side. It just has to be, unless they, yeah. Ew, it's kind of far though.
पेरिस
We
में
have to
नहीं है
play
क्या
this
एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड जैसी जगह
We end up
पेरिस में
like killing everyone.
पेरिस में पता नहीं भाई आईफेल टावर ही बहुत ऊंचा है उधर का
Yeah, I mean, we have to kill everyone in the field north.
Yeah, north. Yeah.
मयूरेश नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं अगर सुना तो फिर
There's
तुमको
another- I think there's
गंदा
another
गंदा
team
गाली देने में
northeast.
वो नहीं आएगा मेरे को टाइम
And
नहीं
then
लगेगा
it's, yeah, there has to be, I think.
Yeah, this team like.
फिर ऐसा गंदा गंदा गाली दूंगा फिर
This guy down, but
समझ
actually
रहे हो
his teammates like Needle.
They,
तो
they
यहाँ
should
पे
help.
अपनी गांड
Needle
मराने
should
मत
help
आया
us
करो
kill
चैट
them.
में समझ रहे हो? अपने बाप को जाके बोलो जो
But
बोल
yeah,
रहे
there's definitely another team northeast side, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Unless I'm
Is anyone
tripping.
close south to look for my amps? Within?
No, I think that they're all at the back.
You should go look.
Perry today total points in 6 game 65
I don't know where this other
65
team's
plus.
gone.
No amp.
Northeast. Northeast might not be another team. I don't know.
Any drag? Any purple energy mag?
No.
No.
I need purple light mag and a stock.
You and Goldies are funniest duo. Love you, Mercedes.
No,
Love
they're
you,
shooting a needle.
love you.
They're shooting a needle.
South from tunnel staring out. He's on the hills here.
Okay.
TPA.
The
घर बना दिया,
northeast
पूरा
team's
घर
above
बना
team,
दिया।
so they can just dip.
बट हम पे पुश आएगा हम पे पुश आएगा अब ये एबिलिटी मारा है समझ रहे हो इसने आज मारा वो खोला था तो टीपी मार के आ गया एबिलिटी मार के तो कोई अगर आएगा 50 सेकंड तक ये फाइट करेगा अपना वो आल्ट दबाएगा और घर के अंदर आ जाएगा तो ये भी एक
The
फाइट
dark order? Duo?
There's only 4 teams.
no duos in the
They're
game.
duo dark holding for the thing.
He's
For
watching
needle.
आँख से दिखता है
No,
यार
they're letting. Bro, what? Oh, I'm gonna try and walk
जैसे ये
out
आप
there. They're gonna
Yeah,
fight.
I can
पे
hold
लाइव
Kevin while you guys
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. We need to. Yeah.
एलजीएस लाइव है
Make you off Needle.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk closer, probably. Holy fuck, I'm cooking.
टेक केयर ऑफ गोल्डी डा मैं कैसे टेक केयर करूंगा
That's it. On this fence here, I'm looking.
Outside.
मर्सी का अड्डा कब मेरे को एक बार एक्टिव होने दो
Back
सब
150.
करूंगा।
Queuing.
एक बार एक्टिव होने दो ये मत
I'll see you
बोलो
later as
हमला
well.
I'm walking all the way up behind them.
इसलिए खाली मैं अपना
See that?
नहीं
Just
हो
above?
पाएगा मेरे से
And team inside.
Kill the Valk.
बहुत
He knocks. How many knocks?
Guy angling me from south is
आदि
far
कब आ रहा है
Getting landed on?
आदि पूरा
TP,
इधर
TP,
पे
TP,
रहेगा।
TPing. Oh, trying to
वो
TP.
हेल्प मार रहा है बे आ गए हम लोग दोबारा आ गए
You get a kill though?
Yeah. I killed the Valk.
Go full away.
They're thirding, right? They're going.
Can we go back out again?
Yeah.
I'm with you. We just got drilled in the back.
They're fucking walking out. Just
Yeah, I
carry
think we
back,
commit.
carry back,
No.
carry back.
मैच कब
I
स्टार्ट
think we
है
should
मच्छी
commit
भाई मैच
I'm shooting them in the back.
चालू तो है क्या देख रहे हो
Seated.
आपको क्या लग रहा है मैं खेल रहा था
I'm
क्या
going through.
Valk on the roof. He's nearly cracked.
ऐसे
Use your off you need.
ओए
I think they got two
साइकिल
people left as well. Yeah, another team left.
Kill the Valk.
नाइस वन नाइस
Trying to shoot him off.
I'm chilling.
Play back, Cisco.
ओह
I'm shooting the left team off. I'm turning around.
खेला
now.
है बे सारकी ने तीन को
We need to end up.
क्रेजी
10 squads left.
Fuck no, where do we
we
go?
want you to
No,
hold one
we have
BGMI
one evac.
trophy for 8-bit
I'm trying to look for mag. Holy fuck.
We just have to walk
Parent
forward.
Shocky?
फिलहाल लग रहा है
240.
कि
Yeah, okay.
BGMI में 8-bit
Team
को
top
ट्रॉफी लाने के लिए
slide.
मेरे को ही खेलना होगा लग रहा है
I don't have ult. Are they dying like west?
पता नहीं
There's shots
BGMI
over here
में
somewhere.
Shots
खराब हो
left.
जाता है
No, if they're dying.
If you can have a look.
सेकंड डे में
These guys still here.
जोन बनता है भागते ही
I got
रहते हैं
fucking. One's close, I'm pretty sure. Batting.
I'm coming back a bit south.
They're running at us. From
Okay,
north.
okay, trying to hold
Coming
blue.
back.
जो फाइट नॉर्मली
Could you
निकाल
push on the
लेते हैं
sea?
वो भी नहीं निकाल
Getting an angle on him? Then we're just looking at the kills.
I'm getting shot in the back.
मुझे
I have
लगता
to
है
bat
भगवान
again.
ने मेरे नसीब में नहीं लिखा BGMI
I got a gen on me.
Getting fucking shot in the back.
बाकी तो हर जगह ट्रॉफी है बे
Look at the kills, then we're walking countdown
क्लैश
side.
रॉयल हम लोग ने
I have to heal, I have to heal.
I have an angle on
One 10 on Watson.
Syringing.
फिर
Yeah. Altus one,
Pokemon में trophy
190.
है।
Fucking 1 HP.
Looking fuse.
Watson's nearly cracked.
फिर मतलब
Walk up,
individual
get these
नहीं
kills, then we walk
किया
in right
Yeah,
side.
trying to get him.
BGMI में 8-bit
Find the rock on the right.
मतलब
Stunned by my
8-bit का
foe.
था वो वाला लेकिन वो वाले उसमें तो मैं भी अपना टीम
There you
खेल
go.
जाता ना
One's 1 HP
वो मेरे
under
back out
fucking
है।
Get
shield.
back. Get
Just
back.
look, make sure you get these kills.
क्योंकि हम उधर में आए थे
Fine, I'm
5th
trying
आए
to
थे
get
बस।
They're running left. They're running left.
Thanks to
This guy is one. Ulted it.
thanks to
350
उधर के
HP.
management जो जहाँ पे हम लोग का चिकन आने का
Watson,
match
says one.
start कर
Pretty
दिया
flash on Watson. Get the kill.
वरना हम लोग जीत जाते
Keep fucking forward.
I don't know where he is.
He's in the crate tanking zone, I think. In front of us, more kills.
I'm stunned.
क्या बात है भाई
Find
Healing.
him.
इतना
Ultra
सपना
slow.
तो मैं भी नहीं देखता
I'm dead.
मारो क्या कर रहा है वॉच पार्टी कर रहा हूँ ठीक है मुंह डाल रहा है अंदर
Keep running.
Live.
The other team died. They're running at you.
एक भी अच्छी टीम है इस बार
That-
की
They might be
थोड़ा
low
सा
behind
इधर
you.
उधर हो रहा है वो फाइट में कुछ नहीं लगता अबे ये लोग भाई देखते ही मर गया ये भी मर गया
I'll have you on, maybe. Why can I
No.
not get you that off?
ओए ओए
Too far
ओए भागना होगा भागो 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 लेगेसी भाग जाओ प्लीज भाग जाओ
You got this. I'm letting you play.
आपके पास बीका नहीं गया है
Can you hear anyone here?
बीकन
They're probably in caravan. Don't shoot. Just slow walk in. Well, just play again.
अबे यार ये वाला फक हो गया आएगी गाइस 8-bit BGMI ट्रॉफी वन डे ये साल तक नहीं आई तो कभी नहीं आएगी
That's unfortunate. He's on your right, about to climb.
Maybe keep it.
पानी पूरी खाओ इधर पानी पूरी खाए नाइस नॉक यार लेगेसी
No.
अबे
Nice,
Good game.
fucking good shit, man. Good shit. 6 with
कोई
seven.
बात नहीं कोई बात नहीं कोई बात कोई
6 with 6.
कोई बात,
Good game,
कोई
boys.
बात,
Good
कोई
game.
बात, कोई
Is
बात
that 10?
कोई बात कोई बात
No.
9? We are on the board. That's all we fucking
कोई
need.
बात कोई
Really
बात
good.
जी जी
Holy bro, I couldn't hit a seer kill on those motherfuckers to start.
I genuinely think we get more KP on that last team if Seer Bug isn't a thing. Tom spent 10 years trying to queue through the pillar in front of him.
Yeah.
But that is what it is.
हम लोग के पॉइंट्स है टोटल 9 ठीक है फर्स्ट गेम के बाद अच्छा खेला ये गेम थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग ये वाला फाइट अगर निकाल लेते तो हो जाता ओवरऑल इट्स गुड नॉट बैड
Now we have seen some crazy things happen already from Solo Rats, but Sia wasn't alive in those games. He was banned. So it's often that you will get caught out here. The Zipline Mafia have been able to stay alive, find that solo. It's now Dinos getting aggressive onto Havoc here and trying to make sure they rip another 3 from the lobby.
DJ Killer has gone down, but they should be able to get the reset here, especially with the constant
जब हम
spam
लोग
the
ने
queue
लॉक किया
coming
था
in from Seer.
तब दूसरा एजल कोई नहीं
He wants this KP to hear J Future, and why wouldn't you when you're shooting this
Well,
good?
it's all about
Force
game,
36 has
right?
been eliminated. We're into our top 4 now. Kurosame
पे
have it
आके
R down,
आपको stream भी करना
and it's going to be a 3v3 for the win here. Team Heretics versus Dinos.
Team Heretics, who finished last yesterday, have a chance now to try and put a win on the board. They've taken a lot of space, and actually they have the utility to work with.
आगे जाके नहीं करेगा
but I think it just got broken.
पैसा कैसे दे
Means those wall hacks won't be as effective. Dinos though, what a swing that is from Chaos! First knock comes on
हर तरफ से
from the R99. The second one comes in from the Prowler of J Future, and Dinos get their win. They will be the champions here on World's Edge.
क्योंकि BGMI का मार्केट ऐसा है कुछ दिनों के बाद I think
and it doesn't look like they are out of place here in
बहुत सारे
Paris.
और तो बंद हो जाएंगे.
And I tell you what, they have a legend behind them as well.
The Kashira popping up.
How
Duels
about
का option नहीं
Kashira
आ रहा
as
है.
a coach?
Duels का option है ही नहीं मेरे पास.
Been involved in many historical ALGS moments himself, and can he coach Dinos to one of their own? Maybe that was their historical moment. They'll be able to think for quite some time here. But why not go one better? Keep on putting points on this board and get yourself towards those finals.
हम लोग निकाल सकते थे.
The story is, always love seeing the underdog come through from Pro League, through regional finals, making it to LAN, making it to EWC, making it to the Split 1 playoffs, and then having their moment as well. What a moment that is for Dinos. Coming through and taking the win here on World's Edge with such a talented lobby.
So we'll lose Sia going into the next. That's great news for the Rats. It was still kind of insane in that final circle. He had 6 teams, 3 of them were just solos. But in the end, it was Enter Force 36 who were the last surviving solo, I think, and were able to put on
Game का voice low कर दो, कर दिया,
extra
कर दिया.
points when you think about it. You're able to go from 6th place to 3rd place.
कर दिया.
Those points differentials could be important
वो
when
voice
you
low
get
कर
down
दिया.
to either surviving
Mic का बढ़ा
or
दिया.
getting through to those finals.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that zone bounce a little bit as well, because I think everybody in the lobby was caught off guard by that.
आपकी आवाज ही नहीं आ रही. अभी आ रही है ना कि नहीं आ रही?
That zone, where you're positioned, thinking there has to be a countdown zone, even like a northwest countdown zone.
भाई मेरी तो ही फेवरेट सोल मरे तो 8 बिट को देखूं, 8 बिट मरे तो सोल को बेटर है 8 बिट पर वर्क करके दोनों लास्ट जोन में दोनों को देखूं. अभी वर्क नहीं कर सकते ना, अभी रोस्टर लॉक है, अभी आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. समझ रहे हो? रोस्टर लॉक है तो आई थिंक आप सितंबर तक कुछ नहीं कर सकते. सितंबर या अक्टूबर तक चेंजेस नहीं ला सकते टीम. आपका पूरा नाम क्या है? मेरा पूरा नाम है मरीन मोइल लहाकर.
A tough one yesterday, but things started to pick up a little bit here in game number 2. We've still got, of course, 4 games to go in our group B and D combination that we're seeing in this lobby right now. So a lot of Apex Legends still to be played, but only one more map.
ठीक है, हम लोग ये गेम में 6th है.
Before we change things up, let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Points table
That's the
अभी तो आ ही
results
जाएगा.
from the game we just saw.
Yeah, how about that? 15 kills for Dinos. What they were doing on that southwest side and the way they bullied teams, incredible to put a total of 27 on the board. But of course, a lot of teams not able to still put up any points. I'm going to point out Shopify Rebellion. You know, they were in that truck, they won that fight. Sadly, they couldn't stay alive. If you do leave it that late, when
Team
you're
Goblin
contesting
को ले
some
लो.
of those
नहीं यार,
areas,
नहीं
there's always
चाहिए.
going to be that potential. Falcons also couldn't make their rotate through from the northern side. Either Skyhook got a little bit too congested, and in the end, they fell to the zone.
A bit of a rough one for a lot of teams. Just reading the.
भाई पुश कर आ जाओ घूमने पेरिस में, कुछ ना रखा, सबको लेकर आ जाओ अजमेर पुश कर. EWC अगर पुश कर हो रहा था तो मजा ही आ जाता. दामे वापस आ गया, बहुत बढ़िया गया.
It certainly does kind of feed into what we were saying with that zone pull back, and I think when it does pull back like that,
SNL top 5
if you are arriving late, it's almost like a gift, right? Because you're looking at that game initially, you see that zone, you've got a long way to go, and you're not thinking you're going to have a good spot to
love it,
love it. All of a sudden, with the traffic all building up on one side, it becomes an easy free KP game for you with everybody fighting each other towards the spot that you hold.
And what a different top 3 it would have been had that zone have moved to where people thought. Dinos, for example, they would have been held out on that southwest side. They were able to double back on themselves once they realized the zone was going to be pulling their way, and they capitalized being on edge. They were then able to get kills on the teams that tried to get out of their direction. And I mean, that's how it goes with Apex Legends, right? There's always going to be the potential that the zone comes your
8-bit
way,
always
the
had a
RNG
good
goes in your
lineup,
favor,
but it is
you
never
have to
win,
capitalize on
never
it, and that's
a
exactly
winning
what
one.
Dinos have done.
Yeah, very
क्या कर सकते
effective
हैं?
end game play from them, and I think as a young team, so having someone like Shera behind you,
कोच इन गेम साथ रहते कि नहीं, कोच गेम के पहले, गेम के बाद। इन गेम में आप नहीं बोल सकते।
Fantastic moments for not just himself but for the EMEA region, and I think just having that experience is such an important thing, and I'm looking forward to
You are funniest creator, why are you not coming in SATL videos? You bring humor. SATL videos पे मैं इसलिए नहीं आ रहा क्योंकि मोस्टली 90% ऑफ द SATL वीडियो मैं ही कराता हूँ, तो मैं ही अगर हर वीडियो में आता रहूंगा तो कैसे होगा, बाकी लोग कब आएंगे? यही बात है, जिसमें मुझे लगता है मुझे रहना चाहिए मैं रहता हूँ, जिसमें नहीं लगता है नहीं रहना चाहिए नहीं रहता हूँ, समझ रहे हो? जैसे कि महीने में अगर 5-6 वीडियो है, उसमें से मैं 3 या 4 वीडियो में रहूंगा, 2 वीडियो में नहीं रहूंगा। ऐसा है क्योंकि 2 वीडियो में जो लोग ने पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया वो लोग आएंगे, उनको मौका देंगे, वो लोग आके करेंगे अपना, समझ रहे हो? और जिस वीडियो में मुझे लगता है रिक्वायर्ड होगा या फिर मेरा आइडिया है उस वीडियो में, तो मैं आऊंगा। सिंपल है, हम लोग ऐसे वीडियो में सिंपल रखते हैं, हम लोग को ऐसा वो ध्यान में नहीं रहते कि इसका मतलब ये क्रिएटर का इतना नंबर है तो इसको बुलाना है, ऐसा नहीं रहता। जो रिक्वायर्ड है उसको बुलाते हैं, भले उसका यूट्यूब चैनल ही क्यों ना हो उसको ही बुला लेंगे, भले किसी के 100 मिलियन हो, 100 मिलियन तो नहीं है अपने ऐसे जो नहीं, भले किसी के 1 मिलियन हो, 2 मिलियन हो, 3 मिलियन हो, वो लगेंगे तो वो बुलाएंगे। अगर 50,000 1 लाख वाले यूट्यूबर लगते हैं तो उनको बुलाएंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। ऐसे ही तो चलता है यार भाईचारा। और एक चीज ये होता है कि अवेलेबिलिटी के हिसाब से होता है कौन कितना अवेलेबल है। कोई अगर अपने घर पे बिजी है अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ तो वो बिजी है, उसको बाद में बुलाएंगे, ऐसा रहता है। वैसा है। और मोस्टली एसएटीएल के वीडियो में सबसे ज्यादा कौन आता है? सबसे ज्यादा तो एसएटीएल वीडियो में अगर देखा जाए कॉमन फेस मॉर्टल ही है, 7 मिलियन वाला अपना।
Yeah, I think Liquid might have something to say about that one. They're too aggressive in that previous game. We saw the reaction coming in from zero.
हाइड एंड सीक वाला वीडियो लेके आओ, वन ऑफ द फनीस्ट वीडियो। यस यस यस, हाइड एंड सीक भी होगा, पर हाइड एंड सीक हम लोग कुछ और कर समझ रहे हैं, बढ़िया सा करेंगे, आप लोगों को पता चल जाए।
Is that fight worth it at that point of the game?
Absolutely not. No. But at the same time, could Liquid
सबसे ज्यादा मॉर्टल भाई के साथ माफिया भी है, माफिया भी हाँ है। माफिया खुद का वीडियो नहीं करा रहा ज्यादा, उसको बोला है अभी कराएगा, मतलब वीडियो में पार्टिसिपेट करने से नहीं होगा ना, खुद का भी आइडिया देना होगा वीडियो के लिए। मैं सच बोलूं तो अब वो वीडियोस में एनर्जी फील नहीं होती, अब जब मन करता है तो पुराने वाले ही दोबारा देख लेता हूँ, इसलिए क्योंकि मोस्टली आपको एनर्जी मिसिंग थोड़ा सा लग सकता है ईडब्ल्यूसी के टाइम में, क्योंकि ईडब्ल्यूसी के टाइम में बहुत सारे शूट होते हैं। और अभी ऐसा है कि अभी देखो वो इंडोर वाले शूट ही कराने पड़ेंगे, इतना बारिश से बाहर जा ही नहीं सकते, पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, ठीक है? तो बाहर आउटडोर वाला शूट आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं अगस्त लास्ट, मतलब ईडब्ल्यूसी खत्म होने के बाद आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि हम लोग बाहर में कुछ शूट करें, पैसा समझ रहे हो? या फिर एक बार मैं बात करता हूँ, डिपेंड करता है कौन कौन क्रिएटर है पेरिस में कि हम लोग कुछ शूट कर पाए तो मजा आएगा ना। बट हम लोग जितना भी वीडियो करते हैं ना, हम लोग सब लोग ही ट्राई करते हैं यार, मतलब एनर्जी देने का सब लोग ट्राई करते हैं अपना। एक दो गांडू होता है तो अभी क्या कर सकते हैं, गांडू को ठीक नहीं कर सकते ना फट से, तो वैसा है। बाकी तो ठीक है, बाकी कर लेता है।
Looks like we're going over to the west side of World's Edge here. We could be going
हाँ, लेकिन हम लोग ज्यादातर बाहर के शूट करने का प्लान तो था, लेकिन ईडब्ल्यूसी का भी ऐसा हुआ कि अचानक से चेंज हो गया, पेरिस हो गया, तो वो सब भी है, तो हेक्टिक हो जाता है बहुत। बट हाँ, जो भी हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे कुछ अच्छा ही लाने का ट्राई करेंगे, ठीक है? तो आप लोग टेंशन ना लो।
Liquid as well also be able to do more of the same. Now we are starting to see more Valkyries starting to become
आउटडोर वो कलर वाले जैसे करो, एंटरटेनिंग होता है है कलर वाले जैसे करो मतलब आउटडोर में अभी इतना मुंबई में रहने वालों को पता है अभी जो हो रखा है मुंबई में जितना बारिश है ना बारिश रुक नहीं रही भाती है
Yeah, we've seen a couple of kind of exceptions to that. There's a little bit of Wraith. We do see a Pathfinder in there as well. Also Sparrow being run by Unlimit. And Sparrow Bangalore.
ये जोन वेंचर हर बार वही क्यों बन रहा है ये गेम में इतना जोन का वैसा नहीं रहता है ना इसलिए कुछ मैटर नहीं करते प्लेयर को इस मैच में वो सेकंड लास्ट जोन कहाँ बनता है वो मैटर करता है कि अगर आपके ऊपर बन गया सेकंड लास्ट वाला जोन और आपके ऊपर अगर कंपाउंड है तो आप बच गए
Team Liquid are in a good spot to start off here. They're over at Lava Fissure. Should be able to. The good news for them is
ये कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा क्यों नहीं समझ आ रहा है इतना बढ़िया तो है अभी हम देखेंगे SATL का POV है 3 साल बोलते हैं कैसे हो सांतानु खारे लव यू यार 3 साल से आप सपोर्ट कर रहे हो यार
Maybe we can go left now.
They're not going to take that port. The port's starting out.
Taking it?
Yeah, come on now.
Can you just queue us up from the bottom?
हम लोग कहाँ जा सकते हैं इधर पे यहाँ पे तो नहीं रहना चाहिए हमें गोली पड़ रही है
They're on it. Get right. Get close. First Brian.
Yeah. I'm fucking.
अंदर जाओ
TPN still going.
आपने ट्राई किया है एपेक्स गेम मर्सी भाई यस बहुत बार
I'm firm stuff.
Can I walk?
They've gone to the north side.
I'm coming to you.
I'm coming.
Just come up.
Anyone?
जयपुर आ जाओ वापस
Keep going. What is that?
क्या होगा जयपुर आके बताओ
Someone on my ping.
कुछ है जयपुर में अभी
The nades? The nading?
मैं प्लान कर रहा हूँ जयपुर जाने का विंटर के टाइम में
Left, yeah.
वो जो होता है ना डेजर्ट में जो रात को जो कैंपिंग होता है वैसा टाइप का जाना है मुझे तो थोड़ा मैं रिसर्च ये सब कर रहा हूँ देखने क्या कर सकते हैं तो मोस्टली अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर के अराउंड में जाने का प्लान है जैसलमेर यस जैसलमेर आपने SATL ज्वाइन कैसे किया प्लीज टेल द स्टोरी SATL ज्वाइन ही नहीं किया कभी मैंने क्योंकि हम लोग के साथ साथ ही SATL बनता गया ना ज्वाइन कैसे करेगा मैं मॉर्टल वाइपर माम्बा माफिया थाग यही लोग थे शुरुआत तो हम लोग ज्वाइन कैसे करेंगे हम लोग ही है बुढ़े हो गए हम लोग SATL से सो SATL में सोल वाला पार्ट मॉर्टल लोग थे जो 8 वाला पार्ट है SATL का 8 बिट वो हम लोग है वही है वैसे ही मिलके बन गया फिर लोग जुड़ते चले गए वही बात और अभी तो 30 कितने हो गए 30 हो गए 30 लोग हैं शादी कर लो मर्ची भाई शादी लायक बुड्ढा नहीं हुआ बे बाल गेमिंग का बोलो शादी के लिए अब यंग
we just need to back all the way out I think. Fuck. Yeah. Go for pubs.
बस 33 इयर्स का मतलब कौन बुड्ढा बोलता है 33 इज यंग ब्रो और मेरा स्किन भी देखो मेरा स्किन पूरा साफ है मैं 20 साल के लड़के को खड़ा कर दो और उसको मेरे को खड़ा करेगा ना मैं फुल अगर क्लीन शेप करके आऊं मेरे को बोलेगा मैं 19 साल का इसलिए मेरे को कुछ टेंशन नहीं होता बच्चे हो जाते मर्सी भाई पगला है क्या भाई बच्चे हो जाते भूसरी के क्या बात कर रहे हैं फैक्ट्री में बच्चे हो जाते भाई क्योंकि फैक्ट्री में 4-5 शादी कर लिया होता है कितने साल के हो तुम अभी 4-5 शादी कर लिया होता है गांडू बातें करता है आपके बाहर के देश से देख रहे हो क्या इंडिया में नहीं है अलाउड ये सब बीवी और पुलिस ऐसा मारेगा समझ रहे हो मर्ची भाई मैं करेक्ट 10 साल छोटा हूँ आपसे तो क्या तुमने एम लगाया क्या अभी 23 साल के हो तो 25 में करोगे वैसा है तो क्या वो वनडे सीरीज खेलने भेज रहे क्या शादी के लिए शादी हाँ शादी को स्पोर्ट्स समझ रखे क्या
Serve 18.
ऐसा नहीं होता भाई.
There's no more shots. I'm assuming that was it.
Yep.
Wait.
They'd scan behind us in half.
But I don't
In
know.
which game Mercy bro you are best than other member of Acid? सारे गेम में भाई किसी को भी कुछ भी गेम में
I think
लिख
it's
लो.
even further.
जो
Like,
जो गेम में खेलता हूँ.
might be someone like far past the Dorito.
वेलो में मोस्टली शायद
Yeah.
थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर हो सकता है.
Yeah, someone there.
डिपेंड करता है मैं मेरा हाथ कितना चल रहा है.
Yeah, there are bodies there. 3 bodies there. All bottom floor.
They're one is perp.
Why you
I think
look
we
so
just
young?
go
मैं
back.
young ही हूँ इसलिए.
Get in the event, go back.
Bro, we're out.
Okay. This is final preview.
No, I can't get that. Just deeping.
Holy fuck. I'm trying to look half. I'm trying to look half.
Get it back.
Half is chill. Oh, this is actually such no man's land. So tragic.
भाई वो रिलेशनशिप वाले गेम में आप पीछे रह गए बस. उसमें भी हम नंबर 1 ही थे.
In front of me
फिर
is
मेरे
chill.
मैंने मेंटल पीस चुना.
These guys just
There's someone here.
वो
There's someone
मेंटल
here.
पीस
bro.
कहाँ से आ रहा था
Holy
गेम
fuck,
खेल
bro.
के. तो मैं बहुत गेम खेलता था फिर.
This is so
It's
stupid.
fine. Who knows? Just gonna be hell for this lobby, like all the groups. We can go far south then. I have an evac. If we can get to here, I might be able to just like rip it somewhere in zone. We can hit a UAV, and we don't have UAV character. Fuck! I took constant. Fuck!
लेगेसी में क्या लग
I
गया?
had UAV actually, but okay.
क्या लग गया है?
Well, I don't.
है तो लेगेसी.
Someone evacing from.
अच्छा ये वाले से तो इसका अल्टीमेट से तो लूट भी मिलता है. ये लोग को पूरा जोन का लूट मिल जाएगा. जोन दिखाओ. यही तो दिखा दिया. जोन तो यही है.
Holy fuck!
क्या
I
देखो?
mean, we just have to walk forward at this point.
मैप दिखाने का बोल रहे हो? ये मैप.
Fucked by everyone. Just not doing normal shit.
जोन इधर दिखेगा.
My fence is in the tunnel of work.
We might just have to go that side as well. To be honest.
जोन ये है.
I'm trying to look at main.
This
Right,
one.
rather than left. 'cause, like,
हम लोग है एसेटवेल इधर पे. तो हमें इधर तक जाना है. जा तो सकते हैं.
Doritos there or not?
इस पे फोकस करते हैं.
I don't even know if anyone's main
पेरिस
staging,
कितने
bro.
जाबो?
You can get main stage.
पेरिस जाम.
Try and scout it. Sounds like there's fighting the landslide as well. I'm just walking forward.
Yeah, this is a scuff game. If we can get 3 kills, just take like 5 points. Maybe do it.
There's someone top still. Dorito.
So that's 3. They've just shot out the mid window. Just get that and you walk past.
Yeah, no. I'm 5-1, bro. Like, holy fuck.
13-1.
I'm dropping 4 cells here.
We can end up underneath the bridge.
Someone look east while I get fences down.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You Shocky.
Nades? Is that Dorito or is it
That's Dorito.
Past?
Dorito, yeah.
Bang using Dorito as well. Trying to walk up. I don't know which.
Under bridge
as well.
Holy fuck. I've been the whole time.
Can I walk
Maybe we
up
get
left side?
then?
Can I walk up left?
Yeah.
I can stay main.
Okay, I'll go up with
I
them.
think they're getting pushed down a little bit. You have TP down, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
On my ping, there's an off. On my ping.
Pretty far behind you, Shocky.
I'm holding it back.
हम लोग देखो जोन तो अपने को आ गया. ओह क्रैक दिया. ये लोग आएंगे मोस्टली.
I got a thirst.
दे. नाइस.
Just looking for. Can you heal?
दे रहा है भाई. साथ
three.
तो मारता है ना मजा ही है.
No, I have wipe up. It should be a
मस्ती
clean
भाई
wipe
पेरिस
up, I
में
think.
खाना मत खाना. क्यों?
I think no,
क्या
I have
खाएंगे?
one, yeah.
I'll take halo.
Okay.
Kill the also. That's wipe. That's
Nice
wipe.
knock. Nice knock.
I'm going back.
I'm TPing back.
पीछे आओ.
I grab bats now. I'm TPing. There was a team underneath bridge. Team.
चला गए.
Spider up by
Do we
that
go
side.
left? Yeah, do we landslide right?
चलो बढ़िया आ जाओ
It's
तुम
gonna
लोग भी आ
have to be
जाओ.
an absolutely last second thing. Or we evac.
Overflow and infinite ammo. I mean,
अभी जोन थोड़ा सा ऊपर ही है हम लोग के आगे. लेकिन जाना तो होगा.
Ultimator. I think we try and look for landside. If not, we have to run back and we just rip a evac to like fucking graveyard or something. That should be great.
No, not graveyard on back again.
हम हवा में भी तो नहीं उड़ के जा सकते ना. वो है नहीं अपने पास.
Hopefully someone fights in landslide. We can just third it. That'd be fantastic.
मर्चिया सुना है
Yeah,
आईफल
it's gonna
टावर
take
के
like
नीचे
any
सबको
time at all. We just have to
लड़की
turn
मिल
rip
जाती
evac.
है. आप भी ट्राई करो.
It's
क्या
just
लड़की
one
क्या
thing.
वो है क्या मतलब
We do not have lots of time.
कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट थोड़ी है, मिल जाती है।
Turn around if we commit. TP, run.
मैं आईफेल टावर, बाय द वे मैंने आईफेल टावर बहुत पहले जा चुका हूँ।
Yeah, good TP.
Just comes down.
जब मैं 20-21 साल का था तभी, आज से 10-12 साल पहले।
Don't need them above.
क्या हाल चाल है भाई आपके? बढ़िया है यार, आप बताओ
Backside. Stay
कैसा
3
चल
man.
रहा है?
Push right.
Next boss. Walking up. I think we're committing to this. Yeah.
Okay.
He's running ahead.
चलो मच
Get to
बाय।
that. Like a car.
This is fucked actually. Can we TP? Can we TP?
Yeah, taking it.
आईफेल टावर और आपकी हाइट सेम है ना?
Yeah,
थोड़ा सा
come on,
छोटा है आईफेल टावर। भाई लेगेसी के
I'm good.
घोड़े खुल
I
के
got
लग
a
रहे
lot. My dad is zone though.
बच गया बच गया बच
Can you drop me
गया।
or I'm gonna make it?
Under bridge is
Bach
still there.
gaya.
Whoops.
I dropped it.
अभी मर जाता लेगेसी।
We got drilled.
Fuck. Run
ये
around.
लोग आएंगे ये लोग आएंगे ये लोग आएंगे। भाई नॉक हो गया यार।
Trying to hold off for you.
I get to them.
Nowhere to go, Khan.
ये भी नॉक। ये क्या हुआ अपने साथ?
Just every specimen on edge, man. Like, holy fuck. We need to not like when we
Backside of staging.
yeah.
क्या यार?
I mean, I said it before we like walked through tunnels. Like, I think we have time to do it. Turn around.
कैसे मर गए वे?
You also need to commit to crouch walk and not sprint in his face.
I think I just thought he saw us.
क्या यार? कितने किल है? एक ही किल थे, 2 पॉइंट मिला। अपने को उधर ही रुक के फाइट लेना चाहिए था, लेकिन वही है कि जोन भी आ रहा था। शिट मैन, शिट हो गया बे, शिट। Crazy हो गया, crazy.
Now Hal tries to hold on, but we're not able to do so, as now 11th place will be the finish for Falcons. As Genji still being applied on that pressure by Vision.
32 seconds left. Someone has to blink here in this fight. Otherwise, the zone is going to really become a factor. Dexter, Ziki, Team Vision gone. Genji win another fight here.
I mean, that's so good for Genji. Not only do they put more kill points
Bhai,
on the
look
board,
like
but it gives them
13 saal
options. They can walk in if they would like. As I
yaar.
mentioned, they have that skyward dive. But actually, if you look at the path they have available to them, they might have one of the easiest routes into this zone.
यूरोप भ्रमण में कितने साल में था?
Do find themselves pretty much central to where we're going to be finishing. Virtus Pro also holding the tracks right now.
2014 को गया था क्या?
Underneath the tracks right now.
Yeah, VP's position is good for endgame and being involved, but
2014 नहीं, 2015
tough to do so. And Prestis, who
या
has a
16 के
is
अराउंड गया
probably
था।
hoping he can find
क्योंकि मुझे याद है मैं यूरोप पे जब गया था तब माफिया लोग
to try and collect a few of
थाईलैंड
those
गए
kill
थे।
points. Dory, who we saw dropping
क्या
over
बोलते
at
हैं?
Mirage, well, they're still here right now.
पबजी का
They're going to
टूर्नामेंट
have to
खेलने।
move in a few moments' time unless they want to try and play this corner.
मैं
but
अगर
it's a
इंडिया में रहता तो
very
मैं भी
tight
जा रहा
area
था
to
इन लोग
play.
के साथ। ये मैं इंडिया में था नहीं।
Tick tick and a little bit of a boom.
रिग्रेट तो हो रहा था मेरे को,
Dog Red are
लेकिन
going
मैं
to be
बोला
right
कि
there
छोड़ो
as
यार
we will see
यूरोप आ
Kurosawa
गया।
Havoc get eliminated from the lobby at the same time.
कहाँ
Dog
से
Red
जाओ
below them
इधर
just
से?
trying to set
और
up
घर
shop.
वालों को बोलूंगा तो वो
Whilst
भी
they will be
मानते
alive
नहीं।
in this current zone, they're going to see shortly they're going to have to move a little bit further northeast as we check back in with
जब मैं
Genji.
15-16
This was
दिन
the
के लिए गए
walk-in
थे
I was talking about. They were able to approach from the north. They didn't have the skyward dive, and now they're applying a little bit of pressure on the teams in front of them here.
थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग को स्ट्रेटेजी बदलना होगा ये लॉबी में, ऐसा लग रहा है। वो एजेस वाला गेम नहीं चलेगा
Recharge is good
इधर।
enough from Ziki. That's going to be Zipline Mafia now out the
क्या
lobby.
कहते हैं, प्रो
More
एग्रेस करके
KP
एकदम
for Genji.
सेंटर जाओ मारो।
Liquid might be
Goal करो।
next.
यही करना होगा।
Genji are not safe. Where they find themselves right now. Back over to the other side of the
मतलब हम लोग जोन आने का वेट नहीं कर सकते, ये मुझे लग रहा है, क्योंकि जितना वेट करेंगे जोन आ रहा है, क्योंकि बाकी लोग भी वेट करके आ रहे हैं और फिर जोन आते आते फाइट होगा तो आपका चांस कम रहता है सर्वाइव
numerous
करने का।
longbows will get that knock. Zinap in the kill feed, by the way. He's got a Kraber as well. 36 are going to get some business going.
They probably really wanted to send this, but with the damage that was found initially, they had to back off. But this is not an easy push.
क्या बात है यार, चील फॉक्स तुम तो सारा दुनिया घूम लिया लग रहा है
And
मुझे।
they are doing work, but finally they get through. Dory are unable to win it, but now
Dory
Virtus
बच
Pro
गया।
once more are going to be there to potentially clean up these pieces. It's Prestis again.
Don't tell me, ये हम लोग वाला जगह है वो।
Free KP.
ये नहीं था ना ये।
Oh wait, oh no, not so free. Ozers, come and help me, buddy. I've got you, buddy, he says. Even with the stun damage, he's going to get the shield swap, but it's not the best in the world. But he'll get his teammate back up, and that portal is still down. Dogred will be eliminated. It's a bit messy, but it was good enough.
It was, and it's allowed Enterforce 36 to kind of step up on them a little bit. Now Gen G also under a little bit of fire here from Team Liquid, who have stepped out from their fantastic position they currently hold. They don't want to allow Gen G to step up as comfortably as they have been.
As he gets the armor swap, you can see Zero is trying to overextend here, trying to keep the pressure onto them. He doesn't want to let them reset. He wants to force them away from Team Liquid's position. Panic coming to join him now to make sure that that is going to be uncomfortable for Gen G to move anywhere at the moment. The Riot Drill at least gives them a little bit of separation here as we jump now over to the other side of zone. E36 and VP looking to engage, and Prestis still hasn't got to pull the trigger on that Kraber.
Team Liquid with a chance to be in first place going into the half here of this series. They are only 2 points behind Dinos now. As VP, they're looking to jump onto E36.
And Jusna should be taken down, but no! Obly with a Kraber his own onto Prestis. E36 will fall though, and it looks like they'll be able to get the reset here. Nobody is going to be able to wrap round to them because Liquid and Gen G are engaged on the other side of the zone. Dexter last alive. And just trying to survive. Second place will be good for him here.
Dexter wants to do his best panic impression now, see if he can go unnoticed, unspotted, and avoid all this gunfire.
Well, VP have that Kraber, remember. In the hands of Prestis. One peek and one bullet can change the trajectory of this game. And I tell you what, Sykes was pretty close to having his head removed there.
Main difference in terms of composition here, we've got the Alter on Team Liquid, you've got the Wraith on Virtus Pro. And utilizing that Wraith to just reposition a little bit here.
The ball still being popped by both the Maggie.
They want Dexter.
Zero's trying to force this. He wants to make it a straight 3v3. They want the KP, secure second yourself, and that's exactly what they will do. But look at Panic, he gets forced through those fences. And even though he didn't go down, are they going to be healthy enough there to take a straight 3v3? Sykes is up on the high ground. He gets the gen down, but that's going to be wiped out by the R9 here. Preston. Sykes has to hold.
It's a great hold as well. He shreds through the shield.
So well.
Sykes has to be as aggressive as possible here.
VP, Sykes has held the line. Almost single-handedly with that R99 in his hands, and now Zero gets the first knock. And off the back of Sykes holding, now he slides in for his second potential kill of this team fight. Liquid will win it! And that man in the middle held strongest.
Liquid send themselves into first place after 3 here on World's Edge. 45 points over these 3 matches. And maybe, just maybe, that makes up for that first match that Zero was so disappointed with previously, because he has the last laugh as they go into the break.
A great example there for people watching on how to control space when you have Godspot. How good were they at eliminating their threats, not letting them close to the Alamo that was their home. That building that was just where that endgame ended up taking place. Clearing that northern side, dealing with Gen G, making it a 3v3, and then a huge amount of credit to Sykes. We've talked about Panic, we've seen what Zero can do. But getting that gen down on the roof, playing that head glitch, and almost single-handedly at one point holding off VP while the rest of...
चलो गाइस मैं नीचे से एक बार वॉच पार्टी वालों से मिल के आया, ठीक है? हम लोग का इधर में भी वॉच पार्टी हो रहा है ना?
It was exactly
ठीक
what
है?
he needed to be. As soon as you've done that damage and you've had that crackle to the shield, by being a little bit aggressive, you force them back. You don't allow them to surround you. If he hadn't have been applying that damage, if he hadn't have been holding them off, he would have got swarmed, gone down. You're in a 3 versus 2. But it is trusting in his own ability, Sykes, that he knows he can hit his shots, he knows he can apply that pressure as an individual, and he just needed to give time for the rest of his team to get back to his help. And now Liquid will find themselves in first place, 45 points, 24 kills across the 3. And Dinos are going to be behind them. Falcons, who are in that 1v1 with them in match 1, they are in 3rd place as well, so it's not all doom and gloom for them. Liquid are going to be delighted.
And the best thing for Liquid as well is the fact that every single player has had a moment in those first 3 games. Or should I say, in the first 2 days so far. Panic had a huge moment, of course, yesterday. Zero had his moment in that 1v1 clutch that we saw in the 2nd game. And almost a 1v3 clutch, it felt like, in game number 1. and then Sykes showing how to play the perfect Watson position and be the anchor for your team in those final moments.
Think about how different it could have been as well for Team Liquid. You think about that match too, right? If they weren't sent on by VP in the end, if Wolves hadn't have taken that fight against them as well, they were in a pretty good position. We could have been seeing Liquid maybe 60 points after 3. Bear in mind, like 45 points after 3 is a fantastic total for them. If we were in the match point format, they would only be 5 away from crossing the threshold right now.
Well, they were very, very close indeed to crossing that threshold, and one team who's crossed the threshold and got that win on the board after qualifying, of course, for the Split 1 playoffs is going to be Dinos. We've got a member of their team down on the floor right now with Rain Day. Who have you got for us?
All right, thank you so much, Onset and Gasket. Great call there. I am here, yes, with a member of Dinos, although Dinos and him do not have common in age, because this man is 19 years old. Jay Future. Some might know you as Future Streams if they were grinding some 3 strikes, some Apex Legends casual matches earlier on. Yeah, like 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, you entered 2 pro splits, Challenger Circuit, and now you're playing at LAN at EWC. Talk about your journey from where you were just a little bit ago as a teenager now to being here at this moment.
Well, it's obviously a big difference playing in person versus online with Challenger Circuit. And with Challenger Circuit, you play for like 6 to 8 hour days, and here it's just a couple hours, but then you have so much like transport, which is also tiring. So it's a very different experience, but at the same time, it's kind of similar. The difference is that you can see all of your fellow competitors and how amazing they are as well.
You know, hailing from Ontario, Canada, I talked to you about, have you done any other esports? No, but you did remark to me that this moment feels more comfortable to you than playing online. Why is that?
I'm not honestly sure, but I think it's because of the other people, like I just said. Like being able to see everyone, it just feels less intimidating. When online, they're just a big, giant personality, but then in person, they're like the same as you know?
Yeah, well, you got a great win, and one of the reasons why you can kind of lean on knowing what to do here is you've got a great coach. Kashera, he's one of our players, our pros, who's been in the scene for so long. What does he bring to your team?
Kashera has brought us like an immense increase of intelligence that kind of like balances out our lack of experience since we're a newer team, and his immense experience and knowledge has like just transferred into us, and he's coaching us right now, making sure we're locked in every game, and like we would not be able to play as well as we are right now without him, for sure.
Well, you guys have been amazing in Pro League. I asked some of our other pros, vets who I'd interviewed, who do you have your eye on Dinos? Of course, all of you guys, Chaos, yourself were mentioned, but DJ was highlighted as well. Said this guy might be next up. What can you say about DJ Killer and his impact on your team?
DJ's biggest impact is not just his shooting ability, it's his vibes, as we've said before in other interviews. He's a jolly fellow for sure, and he's always cracking jokes and keeping us our spirits up for sure.
You know, I said jolly this morning. I said I don't say jolly unless I'm talking about Santa Claus, but now there's another jolly following me. Somebody else better not say jolly on this broadcast, otherwise something's going wrong. Jay, I want to just ask one more thing as we head into it. When you look at now in this learning experience you found settled, what are some issues, what are some things you're noticing that other teams are doing really well that maybe your inexperience needs to tackle, get more comfortable with if you guys are going to go far in this tournament? What is there to improve on over these next couple of days?
I'd say our biggest problem right now, and something that a lot of more experienced teams are very good at, is knowing when to go deeper into the zone. Whereas we like to usually just sit still and kill everyone who's coming in behind us, hold them all out. Sometimes there's an opportunity to push through and you see a gap and you take it, but our lack of experience kind of prevents us from doing that sometimes. We're working on that, but I've seen other teams that are really, really good at doing that, so.
Jay Future, 19 years old, on a LAN stage at Paris. Congratulations, my man, and good luck for the rest of these 3 games.
Thank you so much.
All right, because they used to watch my YouTube channel, so I don't know. There's something to it. We'll go back to you guys. A few more games coming up as we close out our first set of the day.
Is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Team Liquid, I don't know about that drawing right there, but I know you guys have been performing great as you finish the halfway point of this series in first place. But we gotta go back and talk about Dinos because, man, the step up that we've seen out of that team go from day one now to day two, graceful. They're just wanting to shut people up.
I mean, hey, I even doubted them in the beginning as well, and they really did shut me up for that moment. But I will say they dropped staging. They had 2 back-to-back zones right on top of them pretty much. It means that they can close out a game, and they did well and plays top heavy. But when you're gifted with zone twice as well, you should be bringing in points regardless.
I'm busting out the inflatable T-Rex suit then. It's happening. Thanks, Dinos. This is the moment I needed.
Well, they also mentioned that they want to make sure that they fix something that the other teams are really good at, and that's going deeper into the zone. That's knowing when to actually push in. Is that something that they're going to be able to maybe adjust and do that today?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things, Grace, you mentioned it, they got some good zones, but sometimes that's all you need to really get the momentum rolling for you as a team. And I think one of my favorite things about them and what I watched is that their team fighting was on point. There's a lot of baiting and switching. There were a lot of high-level gameplay going on to win the fights, because sometimes, you get those early zones, a team will push you, and a team will push you and you won't be able to get that fight going on. And we're going to watch this a little bit right here. Is this the end zone from it, or is this just gameplay?
Chilling.
But regardless, sometimes that is all you need, is just those early game in those early fights to get a win, because if you get zone early and you don't get the KP, sometimes you just end up with 1 or 2 points and there's really nothing about it. So for them to be able to take the action, go clear out places, get the kills, it looks really good. And one of my favorite things with Jay Future in that interview is the fact that he says he feels more comfortable here on LAN than he does online, specifically because, online the big personalities, a lot of these players have the big stream. Sometimes players will go check out what other streams are saying, get in their heads. And here, being in person with everyone, it's like, hey, we prepared, everyone here prepared as hard as they could. If you prepared as to the best of your efforts, you should feel confident and comfortable coming into the LAN, and sometimes getting these big wins is all you need to propel yourself forward.
Yes, no, these old pros better watch out, because these young stallions are coming through and they're more articulate than some of our other players, of course. But look, I cannot agree with you more saying that. Like, it looks like they've just got their head in the game, because they know exactly kind of where they need to be and how they need to get there. So they have to have that sort of mentality.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they were able to kind of wake up, right? And talking about waking up, the opposite of that, being able to sleep, J&G, it seems like they were able to definitely sleep, as they are currently in 4th place after 3 games.
I mean, hey, sometimes when you're flying for several hours, almost half a day, if not more, you're going to get hit by it. And they showed that a little bit of rest and they're back in form. Very happy to see that for now, but can they keep this up? This is, like you said, it's a good starter, but is it enough to close out the series? We'll have to see. Overall, though, the first couple of games, Team Liquid on top in the form that we remember Zero at, as well as we see the Dinos and Falcons. Saw a little bit of rivalry where actually Zero shit on Hal, but overall couldn't close out the game. Still, though, so far, so good.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Team Liquid, we saw the motivation after that game 1. I think Zero was as frustrated as you could possibly imagine losing that fight. Like the big kill on Hal was nice, but he did not close that out the way that you would have expected him to. He had the advantage on height going against Walty and decided to drop down. And honestly, I think, wow. Actually, seeing this page, seeing Shopify in 20th place is unbelievable. I did not realize that. Wolves as well at 19th. I mean, man, some of the storylines going on with the top teams that you expected to come into this tournament down at the bottom of the leaderboards, this is not the typical, you don't have the losers bracket. You need to step it up in this range, and that is wild to see. I did not realize that.
I mean, in game 2, right, we saw Team Liquid eliminate Wolves, and something that you were talking about in regards to Zero, you could just see the passion there on him. I don't want to repeat the words that he was saying, but he did not look happy when VP came in and third-partied them.
I mean, he got the revenge in the end, right? In that last game where, it was VP top 4 and stuff like that. So, they're a reverse revenge, but, we love to see that sort of stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, Team Liquid looking great out on top, but yeah, I'm super surprised about Wolves today.
I mean, I'll definitely say it. They inted the hell out of them. Why are you fighting this early when zone is this close to us? You just can't take that fight, immediately get punished. Honestly, it didn't even matter who won that fight. The 3-2 will happen regardless. You can't make those mistakes. And as you see, ended at the bottom of the leaderboard. That is definitely true. Like, it's only been 3 games, but it hits hard.
So right here is actually what I was trying to refer to with Dinos.
This is one of my favorite things. Thank you for having some Prowler action. I've been waiting for it this entire time. The team fighting here from Dinos was unbelievable, and we're going to focus on something that happened here, and I just want to kind of pick it up. when a lot of players get
हम
weak,
लोग
we
top
saw it
5 पे.
when one of the players was in the truck and he swung out and got one of the original kills.
हम लोग
Ended
top
up
5
down to
पे.
only about 20 health, and instead of backing up and popping a
Global
battery,
point
where
में
a lot
top
of people
5
think, oh, I need to be full health for this fight, he realized that one of his teammates started aggroing on someone who had vision on him, and instead of, you know, like I said, popping that battery,
अभी के
trying to get
ग्रुप
full
में हम
health,
लोग
he just
13 नंबर
swung
पे
out
11
and stalled
पॉइंट
a
पे.
bait and switch, where as soon as that person has his attention on someone
So
else,
basically कल हम लोग ने अच्छा खेला तो ये
high-level
पॉइंट
gameplay,
ठीक
you
है
know you
मतलब
can
लेकिन
put the
हमें
damage
और
on,
अच्छा
doesn't
खेलना है
matter
वरना हम
if
नीचे गिर
it's
के
14
14-15 पे आ
because
जाएंगे
you
तो
realize
फिर
that you have the line of sight.
गांधी लग
They
जाएगा
wiped
क्योंकि
that
बाकी
team
लोगों
like
का
that
मैच
about
है
3
अभी
different
भी.
times right before that as well, and it was incredibly impressive.
और ऐसे ट्वेल्व
I'm
के
so
ग्रुप
happy
में
to see the auto
लिक्विड
prowler come out. You know I love that weapon, and a lot of people have been sticking to the RE45s or R9s, and love
ऐसे
it.
ट्वेल्व के ग्रुप में लिक्विड है, फैल्कन है, ऐसे ट्वेल्व है, डायनोज है, वर्टुस प्रो है.
The PS5 story of the day at the beginning of the day was Team Liquid versus Team Falcons. And guess what? It just so happened to politically work wonderful for us because that was one of the
Love you,
best
Marcel. Love you,
engagements that
love
we
you,
saw.
love you.
Actually,
आप
the
सबको भी
final
बहुत
engagement
सारा
that we saw in the first game today.
I mean, we could really see it throughout Team Liquid overall. They actually fought their way up that hill as well. We really expected them to close out this game after we saw that counterplay, essentially. They got engaged on after they wiped up. Gen G here coming down to the last 3 with Rizir returns on Halley. Actually hit a Kraber shot before, mind you. And then it comes down to this one-on-one. People say, hey, should Zero actually have left height? Maybe not. It still came down to the 1v1. He definitely did choke.
I mean, you watched it.
ठीक है अभी के लिए वो नहीं है कुछ इतना कुछ खराब नहीं हुआ है लेकिन कर लेंगे क्योंकि देखो 3 नंबर और 4 नंबर ये लोग तो ऊपर जाएंगे ऑलरेडी पॉइंट है इनके भी है इनके भी तो अपने को अच्छा ही खेलना होगा भाई अच्छा ही खेलना होगा नीचे आ जाएंगे
When you were a player, and I kind of want to ask you, Snipe Down, because
समय का शो देखा क्या मैंने पहला एपिसोड ही देखा था
one of your rivals doing that to you. What's going through your mind? Obviously, it ended up working wonders for Zero because of where they currently are. But when you're seeing this from your rivals, what's going through your mind?
I mean, I'm as pissed as you could possibly imagine. That for me was fuel. Was getting angry was fuel for me, and I always think better while being upset. So you know, you take it in, you accept it, and you use that as motivation. And we saw that. And I think that's why Zero was so mad in that second game when they got inted, because you know you want to take that anger and put it into the next game. But they obviously brought that to the third game. Now they're at the top of the leaderboard. So regardless of losing that fight, I know there's some pride on the line with that one, especially going against one of your ex-big teammates, Walty. But overall, I mean, they're killing it today. They're way ahead of the pack. And we see it did motivate them. So overall, that's how you have to use it.
I mean, there's really only 2 ways you can go. Some people get discouraged and be like, oh no, man, I messed up. Now they're tilted. Or you can use it, as you said, as fuel to come back even harder and to close out those discussions. And boy, did he do it so far. Look at them. Look at the overall stage so far.
I mean, let's look at this overall, right? This is currently, don't worry, there's still some teams that are going to be coming in later. A lot more matches to come. I mean, Team Liquid right now, 98 points.
Yeah, oh my god, damn! I'm popping a little squat now. Like, when? I mean, yesterday's performance was incredible, and today that is just absolutely turned around. Maybe we have to sort of tell them that they're choking a little bit more just so we can see those numbers again. But you know, some of these teams have sort of moved up in this position. Aurora obviously needs to play again today. There's a fair few teams that haven't actually replayed. But look, Gen G slightly moving up the leaderboard from their performance. Still have a little bit more way to go, but they've got 3 more matches. I reckon they could push their way closer to that top 10 mark.
I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. I mean, it's a great bounce back for that team.
On the team, mate.
Considering with what happened with them, right? How they just we had them tweeting out yesterday using that hashtag EWC, saying we just arrived. We're about to start playing, and we're just currently in the vehicle as well. Now, going into this next 3 matches, I got a chance to talk with Jelly, actually, that's going to be playing into the later groups. And he was saying, we're looking to have a great game today. So tomorrow, we're not going to have that pressure on us. We really don't want to have that pressure on us. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do. You know what? I was going to ask you guys a question, but maybe in the next one after this break.
Welcome everyone to the Apex Legends Global Series Split 1 playoffs at the EWC 2026. I'm Vicky Kitty. I'm joined with my girl Spider Tiff, and we're going to be taking you guys through E District for our final 3 games between these two groups, Tiff, because it's been nothing but cinema all day long. And I mean, what else can you expect when you have these Titans facing off against each other?
I mean, let me just tell you, I was sipping some coffee this morning and we were talking, is it going to be Hal? Is it going to be Zero? Who's going to be standing out in Group B versus D? But as we look forward towards E-District, the Falcons didn't have the best E-District yesterday, but maybe we can turn the tide. When you look at the POI draft just ahead of you, a couple things are going to be changing. Falcons this time, they're playing from heights as opposed to stadium, which really isn't too big of a difference. They're just a bit further north. I'm okay with their rotations. You know how they were. They were all over the map regardless with resets and such. We got Team Liquid playing from Lotus as opposed to Resort. It's just going to be a little bit further east, different rotation from it. They don't have to worry about Alliance in this group, right? Because they were just further south of them, a lot of contention points there. For S8UL, a very zone-oriented team, I'm actually really happy that they were able to acquire Neon Square.
E-District strong hai,
E-District. It's looking to be maybe a little bit of the same as we got yesterday. My only hope for this group is that we don't see all of the southern zones in E-District that we got. We did get Fun City Hall area zones, and those did shake up the lobby.
You know what happens if you say that though, Tiff?
Did I curse it?
It ends up cursing everything. You know what? And then you have to see if that's going to be how these end zones play out as we get to take a look at Falcons. A nice little panorama too to highlight what the results have been looking like already after these last 3 games alone on World's Edge. I can't ever get enough of World's Edge. I know a lot of people have been used to playing on it.
तो आपने किक पे चैनल बनाया है नहीं बनाया यार पहले वाईटी का ही हाल देख लो वाईटी अच्छे से करने दो फिर किक पे आऊंगा
It's game number 4 on the horizon as our
बनाने से कुछ नहीं होगा ना मेरे को पहले खुद एक्टिव रहना होगा
holding that first place spot with 40
ऐसा लग रहा है कि मोटिवेशन आ रहा है एक्टिव रहने का
a banger of a game 3 dub with 13 KPs to their name. Can they keep this going? I mean, Dinos too, having that interview that we just saw with Rain Day when it comes to futures, just getting the understanding of how these young gun legends have been able to get this inexperience and convert it into having great performance on lane.
Yeah, this is exactly where you want to continue that great performance. I was talking to just a few people before I walked up.
तुम लोग शेयर करो भाई शेयर ही नहीं करते मेरे चैनल
really taking a hold on that leader.
मेरे चैनल अभी वेंटिलेटर पे
these two teams, right? Team Liquid Falcons, of course we want to see what's going on with them to start off.
2 साल नहीं मतलब रेगुलर स्ट्रीम नहीं किया 2 साल क्योंकि मैं 3 महीने के पहले भी एक बार स्ट्रीम किया ही था वो क्या ही काउंट होता है
and you know what we were actually discussing as we take a look at where the zones rolling you were saying if we're going to see any more southern zones well guess what we probably have a draft point zone that's going to be pulling towards the outskirts of draft point. Surprise, surprise, when it comes to these E-District zones. But highlighting the conversation that we were having in the green room about the different legend compositions and how you could try to force out some of these bans before you convert into a different map. Would you rather deal with a Mad Maggie and the Riot Drill when it comes to coexisting in all these buildings on E-District, or when it comes to maybe a Gibby being brought into...
Let's go. चलो 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 जोन में जाना है अपने
Yes. I've red dot.
I've red dot as well.
मर्सी दादा शादी 40 के बाद करना आजकल बहुत बुरा वक्त चल रही है आप सही बोल रहे हो जब तक अकाउंट में 1000 करोड़ नहीं आ जाता ना तब तक शादी नहीं करेगा क्या बोलते हो आप लोग जिस दिन शादी कर लिया उस दिन अकाउंट में 1000 करोड़ आ गया
Yeah, we can. Let's go on left side.
Take a balloon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Tree market is better, Evo.
और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शादी वादी बहुत मतलब वैसा रहता है मतलब समझ रहे पर्सनल इस पे ये आई डोंट थिंक इसमें ऐसा होता है कि 25 में करना चाहिए 26 में करना चाहिए 30 में करना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से ऐसा लगता है कि जब तक आप खुद रेडी नहीं हो ना शादी के लिए तब तक आप शादी मत करो क्या फायदा बहनचोद 25 साल में शादी करके लौड़ा काम के लिए भाग रहा है काम ही नहीं है बीवी को क्या खिलाएगा बच्चे को क्या खिलाएगा फिर प्रेशर आएगा तो उससे अच्छा तो काम वाम करके ऑल सेट वेट हो जाओ फिर शादी करो ऐसा मेरा मानना है यूनिवर्सल थिंग क्या है उससे मेरे को मतलब नहीं और क्या पता आप 25 साल में वेल सेटल हो जाओ सेटल मतलब समझ रहे खाली पैसा से ही नहीं थोड़ा आपका मानसिक चीज भी जब आप
Not see these guys.
60 on the Gibby.
खुद जब आपको लगेगा
Pretty flash my
कि आपको कर लेना चाहिए
He's one.
भाई कैसे बच गया ये
Ultics on the ground, yeah.
तब कर लेना चाहिए लेकिन आपके दिमाग में अगर आ नहीं रहा है और मन नहीं हो रहा तो फोर्सफुली करके फायदा नहीं है
What's in right team?
3 मैचेस में कितने पॉइंट चाहिए 3 मैचेस में हमें अगर 25 पॉइंट आ जाए 3 मैच में 30 पॉइंट आ जाए तो हो जाएगा
There's a portal on the upstairs, don't exit.
3 मैचेस में बस 11 पॉइंट नहीं 11 से
People
11 ही
over.
है पॉइंट
Inside,
देख लेते हैं एक बार वो तो आज का लीडर बोर्ड में क्या है
Next to us. Northwest. They're sliding low ground.
हाँ 3 मैच बाद 11 ही पॉइंट निकला
Chucking TP on the
खेला
triangle.
ऐसा
They're in the pipe. Might be running past it.
They're running past, maybe? Yeah. Underneath?
Yeah, they're fighting on top. You guys can maybe look for it.
I think it's just him.
No.
You can look.
I think he was held by like one team. Maybe these guys are chill.
Team opposite side.
Gibby
Yeah,
wants it under.
I need a shotgun bolt if there's one around as well.
Can't see one.
I don't see.
Are they in this building next to us? Watson team?
No,
Or is that them?
That was left.
Got a blue shotgun bolt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, purple one actually.
Nice.
जेएमडी ये मैच अच्छा जाएगा तो लग रहा है मेरे को क्योंकि जोन थोड़ा सा फेवर कर रहा है
Laser side.
Blue one, yeah.
Mid.
Yeah, go for it.
Might get the purple energy mag and drop in for it. Can you give me a Q? I'm gonna waste Bob. Just
टॉप 5 इन दिस मैच प्रेडिक्शन टॉप 5 मुझे लग रहा है SA12 Virtus Pro Falcons
Alright, so I can fuck with. Red dot has
Aurora
one. I got a bat.
and Wolves Wolves का इसलिए बोला क्योंकि वो लोग पॉइंट नहीं निकाल पा रहे ना तो वो लोग भी कुछ तो स्ट्रेटेजिक चेंज करेंगे मोस्टली और क्या पता कुछ अच्छा कर ले क्योंकि ये गेम में सभी लोग मेरे को सभी लोग का ठीक ही है मतलब अच्छा ही है And I'm feeling good.
The pool's like over here. We can't just take one of the pools for free.
Yeah.
Full story.
आपकी बात सत्य है ना बी ग्रुप टफ है लगता है बी ग्रुप टफ है बट स्टिल अगर आपको वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बनना है तो टफ को फेस करके जाना पड़ेगा ना तो अभी मारो सबको
See what they can pause.
Yeah, there's lots of fences on the window.
कोई अल्टीमेट फेंक रहा है ऊपर से
Oh, they're fucking standing on top of each
I
other.
don't know if there's still.
They're like sitting on. What's that third? Yeah, they're sitting on the third staircase.
Switch arms.
Flying over us.
They went in between west. I'm trying to find the third.
Yeah, I don't really think go away.
Switch on. It's peeking from west.
Yeah, peeking west side. Gibby. Not more baby comp.
It's happening. I'm gonna just keep here going for damage. I can easily get it if I do it.
Yeah, armor behind you.
वो तो जाएगा लग रहा है भाई
Just hear the fucking audio. When did that team fly in, by the way? I was normal baby.
कौन मार रहा है मैंने
It's down. It's the ALGS team. They're in the console.
Raze close to me, I think. Ultra close to me.
Yeah.
ये लोग सैंडविच होंगे लग रहा है नहीं सैंडविच इतना जल्दी नहीं होंगे अपने
quick.
पास ठीक है अपने पास शील्ड है शील्ड वाला कैरेक्टर है अपने पास 2 हैवी कैरेक्टर है
If they look to fight you, I'm just gonna chuck a Q on the staircase and try and fight with you.
एक शील्ड फेंक देगा, उससे हील होते रहेंगे. एक के पास वो है बैरिकेड.
You just have to be ready to move very quick on this next one.
और एक टीपी मार सकती है, तो टीपी मार के जाएंगे हम लोग. भाई एम बढ़िया है अपने टीम का. बस थर्ड पार्टी हैंडल करना आना होगा अपने को.
I'll take you next to me.
Yeah.
Map
Trying to pick
map.
it back.
Yeah, map.
They bubbled east. No, building.
They might know I'm playing this solo and like, I don't know if they can deep shoot all the way to me.
Map.
I'm in here now. Where was that nade?
Yeah, map. मैप में हम अभी SA12 बीच में है, तो सही है, सही चल रहा है. नवी मुंबई में बारिश कैसी है भाई? इतना बारिश है ना आज, अभी करंटली नहीं है बारिश.
These guys are thirding. Underneath is thirding.
लेकिन हर दिन बारिश है.
Give you 130.
I'm trying to grab this team, man.
You drop back down. There's a right foot.
सुबह का टाइम भी बारिश, रात के टाइम भी बारिश. और नवी मुंबई में तो भाई परसों निकाल लिया, परसों तूफान आया था भाई इधर, इतना जोर से भाई. थंडरस्टॉर्म, तूफान सब है.
Might be able to.
Just
be ready to rotate 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Staying. I might swing out left in the water and TP back.
Go for it.
Just to make sure no one gets on top.
Yeah.
आपका सामने घर का है गुवाहाटी पे.
They've genned on this side. They're rezzing as well.
Yeah, I can see it.
Joy come.
Yeah, it's all you.
Ready to move full story? We stay.
Shit.
Get another buff. What?
क्या मार रहा है?
We stay.
Just call me back.
शील क्रैक हो जाएगा भाई. हम लोग डेड सेंटर में है, डेड सेंटर इधर ही बन रहा है सब. हम लोग कहीं और जगह पे जा सकते हैं क्या? ये वाला जगह थोड़ा सा खराब सी लग रहा है. नाइस क्रैक, नाइस वन. क्या प्यारा मार रहा है यार जिसको.
Dark ulted.
Come back.
From far. South.
I'm TPing right now.
क्या प्यारा मार रहा है.
Yes.
ठीक है. हाँ ये वाला घर सही है.
I got on the parent.
ये घर ले लो, ये घर लो ऊपर से. ये घर पे भी लेकिन हम लोग
We'll try and walk up ridge.
वो इधर बंदा है राइट में. दिखा मुझे. हाँ ये राइट में, ये राइट, ये स्क्रीन पे रहा. नाइस.
I want to upgrade my
भाई दे तो रहा है. ये टीपी अल्टीमेट है. आप लगा के मार सकते हो.
I just got cracked from west.
वो टीपी आप लगा के जा सकते हो और वो टीपी से कोई भी टीपी मार सकते हो. वैसा.
No. We're right next to an arsenal, so chill. They're playing west. I can't pick the western right now. They're both pulling west.
Come back to
nice.
Yeah, they got the back. Be on care back.
और इसके स्वॉर्ड से भी टीपी मार सकता है. क्या पोजीशन है गाइस SA12 का? SA12 अभी हम लोग है ओवरऑल में टॉप 5 है, लेकिन लास्ट के 3 मैच में हमें पॉइंट ज्यादा नहीं मिले, तो ओवरऑल में नीचे हो जाएंगे हम लोग अगर ये गेम पॉइंट नहीं निकाले तो. गुड इवनिंग मालिक, गुड इवनिंग. अरे मालिक क्या बोलता है बे? हैं? मर्सी भाई बोलो.
We able to get that also, or is it?
No, it's under.
Yeah, it's under.
कहाँ से जाएगा?
From north.
Yep.
Again, prioing Sharky's building.
Yep.
50. Flash in the valve. Flash on two of them.
What him up?
Can't see them.
One shot KB.
SA12 4th win मत भाई लव यू.
Win says.
Virtus Pro eliminate. चलो.
Yep. I can slam that like sort of early.
देखो जोन तो अपने आ गई है.
Yeah, we have to be like based at the top of it.
Yeah, and then you can walk out.
4 stories not in.
Wait, how far up do you have to be?
Like where I am. Like I'm
they're fighting north.
Yeah.
He's jumping off.
Count underneath looking third. I'm gonna look third down.
They bubbled. That team's gonna die if one of you come to me.
Yeah, I
just get full story. Give you running at us. 50. Crack.
Nice crack, nice knock, nice knock, nice knock.
Yeah, another guy here.
Finish tell.
I stood down.
Push किया क्या?
Yeah, flank our build.
Push किया क्या किसी ने? माँ की.
I heard one at least.
कौन करेगा बे push? हाँ?
Trying to peek it.
There's an ult TP.
There's a pop there.
वो अच्छा इधर.
Yeah, you stop that.
सीधा आ रहा है बे.
They didn't pass.
Yeah, they're like top side here.
Still team over
I
here.
can't see them.
This team has to come towards us maybe.
Yeah, I think there was.
हावली बॉर्बेटा रोड से देख रहा हूँ मर्सिदा बहुत बढ़िया भाल के सब हाँ सपोर्ट करेगी
That's TP.
He's on top of us. 650.
भाई बढ़िया क्रैक दिया क्रैक मतलब सील को क्रैक
These
कर
guys
दिया
might look to try and challenge this spot.
ओए लेगेसी
Still-
लो है
Do we know what's happened in the ult team?
No.
No, they're running right on my ping.
Trying to play out west.
Box rising?
Box rising north. I can't pick it, I'm watching west.
अब तक कॉम्बो अच्छा लगा इस बार
Rolling a nade on that.
The west team's trying to pick that as well. I shot him off. He's on boss west. They bobbed.
Castle weak.
Got getting
Nice
off.
knock.
They're very bobbed west.
Castle dead. They're all dead.
Okay, I'm walking forward.
This team is wasted their bob.
I'm walking forward. I'm slamming the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
15 पॉइंट हो गया
Carry
अपने
back. Get it back, Pete.
I give it up to the back. They don't bob.
मर्सिदा फ्रॉम गोलाघाट योर फैन की बढ़िया
Get fuck, we look up the kill.
लक फ्रॉम गुवाहाटी
Yeah.
I'm watching behind.
If they fight up, I can queue up behind them. Or just queue across.
Wall's not perfect,
If
by the
they
way.
fight, is there anyone else?
ये लोग आएंगे पीछे से
I don't know.
There's just one team. They're going to the.
अच्छा ये लोग बैक क्लियर कर रहे हैं
We got to be
पहले बैक पूरा क्लियर करो फिर आगे जाओ
I'll bob if we suck in here. I don't want to waste it though.
ये वाला शील्ड है ये कैरेक्टर का शार्की जो यूज
I
कर
can queue all the way to low
नॉट
ground.
शार्की
far side,
जेस्को जो
and
यूज
play
कर रहा
back.
है
Bro, they're getting fucked. They popped.
Yeah. Trying to look. This team push right.
लव फ्रॉम सदीपुरा साम
They're outside. They're playing outside.
We have to carry our bottom as well. Bottom left.
Yeah, they're on staircase.
Bombing them bottom left. Him all 50.
ये लोग घर पे बैठे हुए
Yeah,
हैं
nading that, crack him.
7 seconds to
There's
queue.
there's a gen on the left. We can see it. We can see. Destroy it. They're gonna get fucked here.
Yeah, fuck the
इनको
jet.
मार
Give you
सकते हैं
ult
बे
it. They might get hit from it.
I'm queuing out right.
मार सकते हैं इनको
I'm waiting.
We all give you ulted.
It's fine.
कहाँ
Give you
गया
ult to
कहाँ
them.
भागा
Rolling nade.
मार
Hitting them.
सकते
I'm
हैं
ticking it. Ticking.
मार सकते हैं
Go.
Twenty four.
They got
Give me that.
Get us in, get us in.
नाइस नाइस
Yeah, can we slide? Slide. Get
नॉक
us.
I don't
Is
know.
somebody? They
I'm
went
bobbling.
right. They
नहीं
went
करना
right.
I'm
चाहिए
bobbling on him.
कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए मोस्टली
One shot.
What's
नाइस
the dead?
नाइस नाइस
Play for pool. He's running.
Yeah, really.
Get pins as well.
He's still here.
I have Q. I have
हील
Q.
करो हील करो हील करो हील करो
He's
हील
in front of
करो
it. I'm looking for the kill.
Dropping Q.
I'm batting.
He's running.
नाइस मारो मार का ये शॉट शॉट
Axel above. Yes.
Still in front. Still in front.
मैस्टिव है मैस्टिव
Can we get under and queue back up?
Come to me. Might be able to play
Come on,
here.
come on.
We're on
Do you
your
team?
Yeah. I'm slamming on you.
बढ़िया कर रहा है बढ़िया कर रहा है
Might drop for us.
Yeah, I slammed.
Yeah, attack first, remember.
I don't have tack.
Okay, I'll bob. So you get it.
Drop TP.
देखो जोन में तो हम लोग
He's so
बढ़िया
solid all
पहुंच
down
गए
here
ठीक है
at the
बस हमारा ये जो शील्ड लगा है ना ऊपर से कोई कूद ना जाए बात वो है
I'm waiting.
ऊपर से दो टीम कूद जाएगी तो हम लोग मर जाएंगे
I'm gonna kill this one. Dropping.
ये देखो यही चीज है नाइट नॉक लेकिन
I think
नाइट
they got
नॉक
far.
I don't think they got a knock
तो
yet.
ऊपर में रैंडमली कूद जाएंगे तो फिर
Yeah,
बुरे
is that
लगते
the solid?
Team's
I
built.
think it's solo. We wait.
Team's on the build. Slam down here. Say. Right side.
Shoot it.
नाइस शील्ड नाइस शील्ड
I'm giving you ulting it.
The Gibby's on the
बढ़िया
left.
क्रैक दिए
Castle one. Gibby on the left. One.
नॉक
He died.
नॉक
Game pin.
नाइस फिनिश कर मां की
Get the pin on the Gibby. He's dead.
फिनिश कर डाउन
In front of the wall.
Fighting
He died.
above. They're
Still
fighting
here.
above.
Still here.
नाइस नॉक
I'm looking. Wait, are they still fighting?
Might be another team. I don't know.
They're chilling, I think.
Come on.
Anyone need ammo or anything?
Heavy. I need heavy.
Box rising. I'm dropping on it.
बंदे
Down quick.
नॉक कर मां की
It's flying back up.
भाग रहा है
Still up.
भाग रहा है ना मार
I need energy ammo.
बहुत
We
बढ़िया
got
बहुत
fucking
बढ़िया
fuse holders in the bob.
Come back.
Yeah,
I have my bob back, but I can't use it until it's gone.
I'm queuing here.
I use
Thank you, down on us. Where's the knock? Knock.
50. Gibby weak.
I'm sliding on it.
You're with you. Give me that. What
नाइस
I bob back
Nice.
again.
Get a swap.
I have.
Get back up.
वाइप पे वाइप
Don't accidentally hide.
मेरी
I'm trying
दुआ
to
है
find
भाई
a camera for you.
जीतेंगे बिल्कुल यार थैंक यू सो
I
मच
got. Is there ulti tells?
We need to get this pick. Get this pick.
Yeah.
I have slam.
We're gonna have to queue up late. Do you have your slam?
Grab
You
an
have
L-star.
slam.
I have slam. I have slam.
अभी
Okay.
हम जाएंगे
We have to queue up late into a spot. I can bob it instantly, and you wall.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be where's zone ending.
If we
Can we walk along this side and like...
you could try
Why
Q
not?
far side.
You can't queue straight
Yeah,
through
by the
again. It's
parents.
too far, right?
I can. 27.
Okay.
I think we just play it slow as we can, to be honest.
4 teams? Wait, 2 teams are fighting.
Optic cell?
Do you need pelt?
No, optic cell.
Do you need Gibby ult?
One of the teams is dying. No. I have 2. I'm about to get 3.
मजा आ गया क्या मारा हाँ
Get this peak hard, otherwise we're gonna get fucked.
3 teams left.
I'll attack it first if they peek.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really be able to. I'm gonna try and queue up, probably... Fuck me. He's gonna knock... The guy on far side got knocked out.
Okay.
There's a...
What can we do?
I'm gonna kill this left side.
I think
we take zip side. We take zip.
I'll bob straight away.
Wait.
I'm gonna bob straight away.
Are we going up?
They jump. I'm going now.
Yeah.
चलो
Bob.
Oh
Yeah, I'm walling here.
Care the zip up from behind.
Nading their back.
I'm healing. Can we destroy the gen?
nice
Kill me.
low है
Coming.
What's in dead?
nice dog
I'm hard swinging it.
nice dog
Dead.
मार
Shooting it up.
Bob on us.
अबे भाई क्या शील्ड है यार उसका टूट क्यों नहीं रहा है
Dead.
Turning
nice
behind us.
nice shot
101.
I'm taking
nice क्या मार रहा है
playing out on the right.
Give me that.
nice
Nice.
let's go क्या बात है भाई क्या निकाला है वे लेकिन मजा आ गया वे ओह मजा आ गया
So impressed with that performance. 15 kills throughout the duration of that. And when you think about S8UL, I did have a chance to speak with them yesterday. I had a great chat with not only Legacy, but Sharky himself. And most notably, guys, you would remember Sharky is a former LAN champion. He is impeccable, but I feel like one of the things that he was highlighting most with the current team is his communication. He's like, we have been so good at communicating, and I think that is the strongest thing that you need to work on when it comes to adapting in our current meta, because everything is so flexible and you have to make sure navigating the bans, navigating the different maps, the fact that we threw World's Edge into the mix here for B versus D today, they are doing everything they need. So I'd love to step back and see what just happened with Team Vision, and we're going to where Team Heretics yeeted straight onto them.
I mean, it's the fact that the Aussies are coming in swinging. It's no surprise here when we have the experienced players that make up S8UL. And as we take a look at the highlights, even at the very end here, Tiff, this is what was beautiful, right? You try to prevent the rest from coming through, even if it was the Newcastle, right? But you take your time, you look behind you, you know there's going to be another team. The fact that you had another dome ready, and you still have the L-Star to also contest a team who is trying to play around the edge of the dome and get a little dance going. Pop-offs in the crowd. Jesco alone in that game dropped 7 KP as we get to see the pop-off S8UL showcasing that consistency.
I was like listening to what their coach was saying because the boys they got this celebration out and we got 0 over there. What are we?
Let's go, boys.
You know what? He's probably giving some words of encouragement. He's probably like, you know what, guys, that was a really good game. I'm proud of you. Positivity, love, and happiness. We think? Do we think that's the case?
Hold on, we got some fans out here. I love it. I love the energy that we got here.
It's cute.
अच्छा है मैंने टॉप 5 लिखा था वरना मैं बोलता बोलने वाला था कैंपेन क्या चैंपियन होगा नेक्स्ट मैच में ये बोले कोई बात नहीं गाइस बहुत बढ़िया क्या बढ़िया लगा मुझे.
That one is definitely going to be one of my favorite gifts that I gotta replicate here in
Can
our...
you make it a sticker in the group chat?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say in the talent chat, absolutely. And we get to see what other stickers we add to our collection because you like it. You like it when you see S8UL perform just like that. 15 total KP off that 4th game alone. And Tip, as you highlighted getting ready into E-District, time is of the essence, right? Group stages, we're already on the 2nd day. You're kind of figuring out, you know, if you're falling behind, what you have to do a little differently, how the different legend bands have come into fruition, and whether that's kind of worked against you, how you've been able to make this adaptation as we've introduced World's Edge back into the map rotation for our first 3 games before we go right back over to E-District.
Yeah, Shopify Rebellion, we're kind of in that mid-pack.
मजा आ गया
Thinking about the survival stage.
क्या बढ़िया लगा भाई.
That's great, as long as you're not in that
देख के लग गया था कि निकाल
teams like, you know, basically
लास्ट में जैसे मार रहे थे ना और स्पेस मिला बढ़िया वो उसका यूज किया मैं बोला ना इस बार हम लोग कर सकते बोला ना पहले हम लोग लास्ट सीजन हम लोग ज्यादा वो खेलते थे क्या बोलते एज ज्यादा खेलते इस बार हम लोग थोड़ा सेंटर फोकस ज्यादा टीम है और फुकट का फाइट नहीं लेते और लॉन्ग रेंज में शार्की लेगेसी ये लोग अच्छा मारता है ठीक है और बढ़िया है भाई ये सब इतना प्रेशर ये लोग ने डाला ही इसलिए डाल पाया क्योंकि ये लोग लॉन्ग रेंज से अच्छा टप्पा दे रहे थे सबको क्रैक दे रहे थे वो लोग भी अच्छा वो नहीं कर पा रहे थे रिटेलिएट नहीं कर पा रहे थे क्योंकि अपना प्लेयर लोग एम वो प्रिसाइसली वो मार रहा था समझ रहे तो ये बढ़िया था
Their energy here, Tiff.
Cybercats. अच्छा लगा बहुत बढ़िया लगा
Yeah, we got some Cybercats former players up in here. You do?
I do actually. I got a check.
I had a mouse pad.
Hey. They hear us. They hear us. When we take a look at our legend van draft here, of course, Gibby once again is going to be the next legend out of E District. We still got 2 more games to go here on this map.
Yeah, so this is actually very typical from the last
overall तो आ जाएगा ये लोग के दिखाने के पहले आ जाएगा ये देखो हैशटैग 2 पे हम लोग ग्लोबली और आज के ग्रुप में हम लोग टॉप 3 में आ गए लेकिन इसके बाद दूसरा गेम है ना मतलब दूसरा ग्रुप का गेम है तो हम लोग को अच्छा करना होगा
and just kind of navigating the field. But for our teams that are finding themselves at the bottom of the overall leaderboard, this is where I'm challenging you. And it's going to be Shopify Rebellion. I'm calling you out just a smidge. I'm going to need you guys to step up because you're not on this page, all right? For now, Team Liquid at the top 52 points. Dinos, an impressive showing here for those young boys.
Exactly, right? Because if you take a look at J Future, we just
spoke to him just a little bit before diving into game number 4. J Future's coming out with 14
total KP over the course of these last 4 games alone. And that's with Panic trailing right behind him with Team Liquid holding first place overall over the
Survivor का क्या है अरे नापा क्या दबा दिया आप सही एडवर्टाइज आएगा 1 सेकंड एम तो एम है जिसको का यस ब्रो बाकी लोग का भी अच्छा ही है भाई बढ़िया लगा लेकिन भाई मजा आ गया पहले साउंड क्यों नहीं आ रहा
Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with
last
the
time
world's
experience
best, making
के लिए
history.
गए थे बस
Greatness
last time भी
deserves
अच्छा ही
a
खेलने के लिए गए
stage.
थे थोड़ा
Lenovo Legion.
इधर-उधर हो गया था
Reach your impossible.
मैं बोला ना ये लोग मारते अच्छा है स्ट्रेटेजिकली थोड़ा सा हम लोग अगला साल मतलब इसके पहले वाले साल हम लोग कम अच्छे थे इस बार हम लोग स्ट्रेटेजिकली पहले साल से अच्छे बाकी एम में ये लोग मारेंगे इनको मिलेगा इनको स्पेस मिलेगा इनको एंगल मिलेगा ये लोग किल निकालेंगे
as they rally up the troops behind us here. We're getting geared and ready to
secret
go
बताने का
for
नहीं,
game
मत
number
बताओ,
5 on E District.
ये सब बताने
Team
वाला
Liquid
बात
right now has been putting on quite a masterclass. It's about that consistency though, Tiff, when it comes to moving on from World's Edge into E District.
It's kind of wild because when I was thinking about it and looking at some recent runnings of this matchup, I've been kind of hyping on it. It was Team Liquid, Unlimit, Falcons, and SA S8UL were the 4 teams that I had kind of put into it that I was like, this is the squads that are going to be the ones to look out for. They've got multiple wins, and actually I don't believe Team Liquid had taken a win in that series, but good thing they showed up today. A second place in map 1, a win in map 3 was fantastic. Dinos putting their name into the mix, and then S8UL getting 1 win in map 4. With 2 to go on E-District, I'm looking for more out of Team Liquid. They looked great on World's Edge, and I think that they can replicate it. Sure, E-District yesterday, we talked about it, they had some issues running in with Alliance on that early stages, but they're not here in this lobby. We move on up towards the Lotus, but the southern zone definitely hurt them a little bit.
And we see that so consistently too when it comes to E-District. And coming out of that POI over by Lotus, we got to see if Team Liquid is going to be able to replicate what they did on World's Edge for game number 3 with 13 KP, but with the crowd rallying up behind me, I want you guys to rally up with me because we got game number 5 to go here with the ALGS. It's been great to see groups B and D, and now we have to find out who will come out on top. Will it be Team Liquid holding their ground, or will another come trailing up and take it from them?
And that's exactly what it's all about here at EWC. Take what you want, right? Everything is earned, Vicky, and if you're not working for it, you're not getting it. And right now, with Team Liquid just 5 points ahead of Dinos, 2 maps to go. And honestly, that win from S8UL leapfrogged them up into 3rd. But gearing up here, we'll keep tabs. S8UL, I told you, they nabbed Neon Square just like they played in E-District yesterday. So knowing that they'll have prio to those southern zones, we went towards that draft point area in map number 1. Great for them. Very easy to get over there. For now, when you see that first initial circle pull, I'm looking at Dinos at Energy Bank. Now, Energy Bank endings, Vicky, are so fickle because there's a lot of places to play from, but it could pop a couple of different ways.
Yeah, right. Like usually by the bridge sides, right? And a lot of these teams usually get to coexist underneath these bridges, but I'm always scared when it comes to rotating early into a zone like this. You could expect that from like the likes of VP, who have already called in that evac tower. And since we say goodbye to Gibby, Baby Comp no longer seeing Valk as the babysitter. Instead, you're going to be making your way with some new compositions. Newcastle still kind of being that main face. I really love the inclusion, though. If it's not going to be like that Fuse, Axel, Wraith iteration, you see that Rampart too. So now taking a note of how E36 also make their rotate, some of these teams over by their designated POIs get to walk with not only an Evil Harvester, but with that Survey Beacon and Ring Console to add, which is why VP were so quick to rotate, as we also see from Team Falcons.
Yeah, love that they got this, right? Falcons over at Heights do get Survey Beacon and Ring Console, so know that they're running Watson. They immediately pop onto the Ring Console, see where they need to go, take to the skies, and land quickly. I'm talking, I think we are just about 2 minutes of duration into this match, and we've already found ourselves fighting for a power position into Energy Bank. Wolves and Zipline Mafia with quick prio rotates are going to be down on the southern side, and this is maybe where Wolves can start turning things around, right? You have prio to the zone, you can take some fights and secure your spot, but if you did this good in E-District yesterday, we have 2 maps to turn it around.
It's just been rough, right, in general, sitting in 18th in the overall standings for Wolves. Now as they start rotating the double white Evo, one of those blue Evos with the NX here, VSN, who are by draft point, are going to be able to get the information off the Ring Console. Dory trailing right behind them, but there's also that Survey Beacon too. That's another reason why I really do like landing at draft point. You also usually have like a light arsenal before trying to rotate into that southern choke of Energy Bank. But remember when I mentioned when it comes to rotating early here, it's beneficial if you find yourself underneath one of those bridges, you're able to bunker down with the amount of Watson comps that we do see, playing into those defensive comps. But then you have to worry about the teams who are going to have to take a longer rotate, like WGR, Neo, who do have that Ring Console and Survey as they move out of Blossom Drive. But other teams are going to be like S8UL, who had one heck of a game number 4 with 15 KP, trailing behind Dinos, as they have 38 points to their name. TLNP, though, already getting involved in this fight versus E36.
Yeah, they hail from draft point, immediately dive up towards the north, but they have found themselves, you're right, surrounded by Enerforce 36. Falcons out towards their left, but Wolves, on the other hand, are gatekeeping Team Vision. We're side by side, and while this necessarily doesn't have to break out, these two are on the south side, but we're currently in that zone. And you don't want to draw too much attention to yourselves because there are other teams still working their way up from the south side of E-District.
Going on next here, too, with Zek, who's been so on point when it comes to trying to call out a lot of these end zones, too, but it was about getting the info with the Survey Beacon. They're getting pinged from afar. by a longbow here. You can see the pings. Wolves were looking at them originally. They have their TP set up, but another team is also going to be Dory by the bridge side that we just saw in our last end zone. Waltzy, though, playing off the little lip of the fence line. I love taking fights here, but it's very risky if you don't know if your back is cleared. So they would rather not risk this because look at the setup that they have underneath the bridge. The same bridge that I mentioned when we see a lot of these zone pools. They have the Watson fences painted all over the floor. They got the Newcastle barrier already set up, and they're splitting their attention with the pileup that we're currently seeing over by Energy Bank.
And it's a really interesting decision, right? Because Falcons have altars, so they can disengage through the walls just like that. But when you look at TLN Pirates, they've elected to play the Wraith, and they're also one of the 3 ramparts that are in the lobby. We can use those amped covers for a lot of deterrence to them, but also our portal's not going to take us through the floor, though. That's on altars. You really have to keep an eye on the fact that Team Falcons are existing so close to you.
It's also important to highlight that we have a tie between the legend picks of Newcastle and Watson, so it really comes down to which of these teams find themselves in that first place spot with Team Liquid holding on to the high ground. It's going to be Panic over onto that Watson, while Sykes holds on to the rooftop with the Newcastle 0. So going to be able to put in some pings because there's going to be a...
I might just slam up here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just slamming in the corner up here, bro. Like,
underneath bridge.
Okay, reset. Messi.
alright. Relax.
Be here.
Wait for zone.
I don't want to be here at all.
Pray for the
Kill
pole.
my armor. Just
Pray
yeah, the fucking behind. I've seen that. Get straight. What are they? They're fucking altar Watson fuse.
Like the platform zone, or like...
I'm honestly thinking it's like that.
That's got to be south somewhere. It has to be.
Like, I guess we'll start with this one.
That's why I like called from the bridge, but Pirates just fucking being idiots.
They got 2 points in a set for a reason.
Okay, the bottom window. Breaking it.
Hit shield.
Yeah, I need to try and show a little bit of presence because you guys.
अबे मैं कहाँ चश्मा रख के आ जाता हूँ बे?
One might be sliding up towards us.
Zone तो है. Bro, what's your opinion on Payal in Alliance? Payal बढ़िया कर रही है, लेकिन Payal का ऐसा है कि कम से कम वो अपने आप के लिए स्टैंड तो ले रही है. वो देख के अच्छा लग रहा है मेरे को. लेकिन मैं ऐसा नहीं सोच रहा था कि पायल जाके ऐसा ऐसा बोल सकती है. ये वाला मैंने पहली बार देखा है भाई, मजा आया देख के. आप तो बात ही नहीं करते ऐसा टाइप का. हाँ हाँ, पीठ पीछे ही बात करो आप, ऐसा टाइप का. ये सब मैंने सुना है, मजा आया देख के. इन लोग का टास्क लेकिन पता नहीं मेरे को समझ नहीं आता क्या टास्क है.
Walked up close again.
No, he's running. He's throwing money back.
Okay.
60. He went back inside.
He was outside for that long.
पायल दीदी में रियलिटी शो कैरेक्टर. हाँ लेकिन हाँ भाई, मतलब कम से कम दब के तो नहीं रह रही है उधर. अपना ओपिनियन दे रही है, कर रही है, बढ़िया है. अच्छा लगा, मैंने 2 ही एपिसोड देखा, बढ़िया था. It's good.
We can end up on like one of the top bridge spots.
Aim 7-1.
Yeah, same 7-1.
11-4. Drop 2 bats each. Or 1 bat each, sorry.
एक shout out please.
Underneath.
Sai Kiran Bengali, big shout out to you.
Jessica, can you come with me? I'll make you down now. My big ball.
मेजॉरिटी नहीं है. हाँ उनका थोड़ा अलायंस वीक है ना, क्योंकि कौन निकल गया, वंचस निकल गया. आई थिंक आज और कल में भी कोई निकला या पता नहीं कि निकलेगा, क्योंकि इनका कन्वर्सेशन सुन के तो ऐसा ही लग रहा था कि इनके अलायंस या फिर वो एक कौन सा और एक अलायंस था. इन दोनों ये येलो कलर का जो पहनता है वो लोग, इन दोनों में से एक निकलेगा. येलो वाले अलायंस में खाली लड़कियां है, यहाँ पे पायल है और एक लड़की है और एक लड़की है और एक लड़का है. तो बाकी लोग उनको टारगेट कर रहे हैं, पता नहीं. हाँ मतलब क्या पता, मतलब अगर कुछ ऐसा टाइप का टास्क हो जाए और ये लोग जीत जाए, फिर समझ रहे, फिर ये लोग भी कर सकते हैं. अब तो तुम्हें निकालेंगे.
Yeah, it was only one guy that died.
कुशल को केला खिलाना पड़ेगा नहीं खिलाना है मुझे केला वेला मुझे तो ईयरफोन थोड़ा दूर करो आपका वॉइस बहुत डीप आ रहा है डीप वॉइस पसंद नहीं है क्या हाँ नहीं पसंद है
I think they've still got a fight.
Random question: who do you think is the best sniper in Indian streaming scene at the moment?
I'm breaking this window.
Best sniper on which game? कौन सा गेम में?
Off chance I can somehow get a kill.
नहीं तुमको कैसे पसंद होगा भाई मीट?
I got.
तुमको पसंद नहीं होगा?
He walked out like 150 on the ramp.
Okay.
I swap armor.
बच्चे आप कभी माम्बा के घर गए हो नहीं गए हो यार? ना मैं माम्बा के घर गया और ना माम्बा मेरे घर पे आया। वैसे मैंने अपने घर पे आज तक किसी को बुलाया है, खाली उमंग ही गया है मेरे घर और कोई नहीं गया। मेरे घर में थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्टनेस ही ज़्यादा है ना।
I mean, they can sit there the whole time.
दूसरे लोग डिप्रेशन में आ जाएंगे मेरे घर
shot
पे।
off from further east.
Good chance they try and fight us. They're fighting. Can't see
थक भाई थक मेरे घर के बाहर तक आया, अंदर नहीं आया।
These guys. Cool. Not friendly individuals.
इस बार करूँगा, इस बार एक।
They're like out far right. You can swing right and see them.
इस बार एक मेरा नया घर है, उस पे बुलाएंगे सबको।
Valve dying. On the right.
सबको मतलब जो मेरे क्लोज है।
Queuing up back.
एपेक्स का फाइनल कब है? एपेक्स का देखो आई थिंक परसों सर्वाइवर है, उसके बाद फाइनल है।
Dark ults.
Someone here.
देख तो रहा हूँ अमन, क्यों परेशान हो रहे हो?
What's in here?
नाइस नॉक।
One on the ground, dead.
ना मरा। अब मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना हमारे लौंडे मारते खतरनाक है। खतरनाक खतरनाक मार रहे भाई।
In this. Fucking just standing there. I'm queuing. I'm trying to take it.
मैं ऐसे करके बैठ के देखूंगा, ठीक है?
I don't think I get close to the anymore.
प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हो रहा ना आप लोग को?
Valve's weak as fuck.
मैं अपने कंधे को थोड़ा रेस्ट दे रहा हूँ। एक तो ये बकचोदी करने के लिए खरीदा था। ये देखो। ऐसे लगाने के लिए।
He moved. I'm not looking at
ओहो जो मजा आता है ना। ओहो पूरा कंधा रिलैक्स हो जाता है भाई।
These guys are shooting again.
इसका नाम चूहा रखा है मैंने।
They're gonna see us duo. Legacy.
You need to come back.
I'm playing behind wall.
They just went towards mid somewhere.
आप कब जा रहे हो पेरिस? जाएंगे यार जब बुलावा आएगा।
They went to the platform. Use one next boss. Use dead next boss. I'm trying to look. I'm dropping you.
Nice knock BSN को मारा।
I'm watching the other side.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting. There's a team on the right.
नहीं पीछे जाना होगा।
Just holding angles.
These guys.
मेरे पास भी है, तुम्हारे पास भी ये, लेके ऐसे दबा के रखना पड़ता है क्या?
Just we need to hold outside though. Me and mom just go.
Yeah. And you go sit.
Overall, I mean whether you put him
These guys walk in a lot.
Apex, PUBG or other games. Sniper.
I think this was an Ultra team as well, not Val.
I have 2 frags. If we sit second floor, we just fuck them.
S12.
Castle.
Your wall here gone as well.
I have to sit.
Best.
I'm TPing.
Fuck. Okay.
There's someone this northeast choke as well.
कोई भी हो सकता है ना S12 में। रॉसी होगा ना फिर। रॉसी होगा, जेक्जार होगा, जेक्जार।
I think I'm not gonna
play the Huts then.
I don't know how many it was. One for sure.
There's still a different team here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, on my ping. Sliding down the ramp.
ये क्या लॉजिक हुआ ओवरऑल? वही तो कोई खेलता ही नहीं ज़्यादा।
They're going to the Huts.
स्नाइपर भी नहीं चलाता कोई।
Cool. Anything else north?
आप खेलते हो एपेक्स लेजेंड? Not regularly.
It's on timer.
But I'm playing FIFA 26 मतलब अभी।
22.
FC 26 में रेगुलर खेलता हूँ, बहुत पैसा खर्चा हो गया। तो मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ आप लोग सब लोग एक वो करो फंडिंग, और मुझे ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए, 5-6 लाख चाहिए, भेज दो जल्दी से, ठीक है? आपस में बात करके ताकि मैं और पैक खोल पाऊँ FIFA में।
130 on this Watson.
जर्सी कब अवेलेबल होंगे? जर्सी अवेलेबल जब होंगे आ जाएगा और अवेलेबल हो जाएंगे, ठीक है? आप लोग उसका टेंशन मत लो।
Should we play like at all? Like,
Yes, if you can.
This team's getting fucked up.
वेलो के लिए बुरा लगा, वेलो के लिए मुझे भी बहुत बुरा लगा,
should we play like
क्योंकि मैं
Just
कॉन्फिडेंट
you
था
can.
कि ये लोग जीतेंगे।
Axel?
फिर जैसे ही एनएसपी के साथ हम लोग थोड़ा क्लोज गए ना सेमीज में, मतलब ये लूजर क्या बोलते हैं अपर ब्रैकेट में, तो मुझे लगा कि एनएसपी या आरएनटी मुश्किल करेगी। फिर आरएनटी से जीतने का मुझे लगा
They're getting jumped on by a Fuse. Fuse at 60.
पता नहीं, लेकिन मतलब एनएसपी
They have a
ने
team up here in the
बहुत
open.
बढ़िया खेल दिया फाइनली।
Okay.
क्या फायदा लाइव पे तो नहीं खोलते आप दो, मैं अभी लाइव पे खोलता
What happened to the building? Yeah, what happened to
I
the
don't see
building?
them. Can we walk up?
Yeah, I'm down. Walk.
हूँ। FC26 स्ट्रीम करो ना, करता हूँ अभी नहीं,
Yes, no,
तो ये
don't
सब
take it
चल रहा है
quickly.
ना WATCH PARTY।
They're in the boss next to us.
Yeah,
I'm taking top.
Going,
I'm taking top.
going second. Yeah.
And the bucket too. Healing.
They're in the hut, that's why. I'm boss. You can see what I mean? Shoot them. Yeah, on Jen.
जाने ही वाले थे फोर्थ मैप,
On the left.
की
On
जाता
the left, Jen, there.
थ्रो तो किया,
Spike the Jen.
अरे देखो थ्रो जानबूझ के नहीं किया, थ्रो हो गया वो बात।
Left side. Not your ping. Left side one.
और एक बार वो राउंड थ्रो होने के बाद आई डोंट नो, मतलब वो
Kraber
कमबैक करना
from
बहुत
directly east somewhere.
Yeah, I slam middle floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play roof as long as I can. I'll just leave a few at my feet each time. They still in.
They're in the share. I'm playing.
This year is heartbreak year. साल अभी बचा है यार, साल बचा है,
I can give you a wall.
साल खत्म होने के लिए और 5 महीने। डोंट वरी, जुलाई चल रहा है ना ये, अगस्त सितंबर अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर,
Very mad Ghana still.
क्या यार साल के एंड में क्या पता हम लोग कुछ अच्छा करें, क्या पता मोबा में ही करते, क्या पता पीजीएमआई में ही करते,
I'm gonna walk up from left side. I don't see
है ना। ई स्पोर्ट्स से यार हार जीत लगी रहती है, लेकिन हाँ
There's Kraber's somewhere east. I don't actually know which team. I just saw.
ज्यादा टाइम तक हार नहीं लगा रहना चाहिए। फिर
121 here.
They went to that corner.
नाइस क्रैक ब्रो, भाई ये क्या मारता है बे, कहाँ से सीखा ये? मैं तो स्ट्रीम भी नहीं कर रहा था, मेरा फुटेज कहाँ से देखा हैं? मैं तो स्ट्रीम भी नहीं कर रहा था। मोवा में तो कम उम्मीद है, इंपोर्ट भी नहीं आया इंडिया, इंपोर्ट नहीं आके जीत रहे ना हम लोग।
They're down in the corner northeast.
मोवा में आपको, मोवा में हम करेंगे, रुको टेंशन मत लो।
One guy here.
These guys here, I can't stand on the window too much. Those guys are like filming.
Okay.
Still on the bottom part. These guys can climb up and fight.
Running up behind the bus, all three of them. Or two of them.
At us?
No.
Just let me know if they're running us. I'm not looking at that at all.
50 on the Watson.
Team low ground, they're looking to quad up and fight.
Yeah. Went back behind the wall. 50 on Valve.
You getting Axel ulted? Ulti Q here.
Yeah.
It's just him.
Try and help the fucking castle team.
We need to kill them. We need to kill
Under
this
castle, one, dead. I'm gonna shield it. I'm shielding it. Holy word. 120 on the left.
Kill the Fuse. I'm gonna try and fucking pin that.
मार रहा है।
Yeah, I'm just watching this other team.
They knock, nice knock. वर्ल्ड कप कौन जीतेगा भाई? कल के मैच के बाद तो मुझे लग रहा है अभी फ्रांस ही जीतेगा।
I've regen thing now.
Yeah.
Batting.
Queuing out towards the boss.
एमएलएमएस के टाइम में बहुत डिसअपॉइंट किया एपेक्स भाई, अरे भड़वा है ना वो
Yeah.
यार, जीतना चाहिए, हार के आ गया पर।
Shooting their window out.
अभी लेके प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है पूरा दिन रात,
Queuing out towards us, under us.
प्रैक्टिस करता है, जिम करता है, फिर रात को डुओ खेलता है। मेरे को तो बोला कोच के साथ खेलता है, पता नहीं, मैंने 4-5
It's 3 teams.
मुझे लग रहा है ऐसे में 4-5 कोच आ गए।
Watson.
This is a window here. Can you drop in the window with me?
क्रैक अबे लगा।
Yeah, 3, 2. I'll queue back up. Go. That's not a bug.
On us.
ये मैच भी चिकन लग रहा है, इतना इजी नहीं होगा।
I'm gonna try and look stairs.
ये इजी नहीं है,
No, that's
ये
fine.
मैच इजी नहीं होगा।
Any hemlock? Walking
Are
down.
we going roof or
Roof.
गायब है बोल रहा है बे।
Go on roof.
It's a fucking
Bat me
Fuse
out
team far
zone.
side.
I got just ticked. Healing.
अपन को ऊपर से जाना होगा, लेकिन
Did you
मारना
guys
होगा।
walk up for us?
I just got shot.
Can we go anywhere?
On the right and the
Bottom
back.
side maybe. I'm just looking at his kills under. Slam bottom left after. Yeah.
Healing.
Batting.
Bottom left.
कौन सा जंगलर आया नहीं था, उसका नाम नहीं बोल सकते, बट ही वाज टू गुड।
They slammed in front of us.
We're just gonna get these
बट
kills.
वैसा था कि वो
Please
बोला
all
कि
of
मैं
the
आऊंगा
kills.
तो और एक प्लेयर को लेके आऊंगा, और उसका भी प्राइसिंग बहुत ज्यादा हाई बता रहा था, तो लास्ट मोमेंट में बहुत दिक्कत हो गया था।
There's an knock.
I got wall down.
जो
What's the
गलती
dead?
इस
Can you
बार
pull?
नहीं
Last
है।
guy. Can you pull? Yeah.
लास्ट गाय ब्रो।
Play behind the wall.
ऊपर से उसको कोई और भी मार रहा है, कोई और भी मार रहा है. Nice bro. Nice. Heal करो. Nice crack. Nice. Nice. 1v1. 1v1. Low.
I'm taking a close swap already.
Low.
Holy.
Let's go! Let's go! क्या बात है? माँ कसम back to back.
Boys, let's fucking go, man.
क्या मारा है वे? क्या मारा है भाई? Oh fuck. Crazy. ये मुझे कास्टिंग का आवाज सुनना है,
On E District, you take a game 4. You find yourself
बोला था ना guys, इस बार team.
You take
मैं
it
बोल
with
रहा हूँ ना, इस बार हम लोग का team
playing
बहुत बढ़िया.
incredibly patient. You mentioned how long they were in that building, but I also
पहला गेम 0 पॉइंट आने के बाद
the way that VP played
लास्ट के 2 गेम जो निकाला है.
They were still trying to take a lot of these fights. They were trying to clean up a lot of KP. They fully capitalized off of Team Heretics, who were forced to move outside the building. Although a little early, they slammed down with the Newcastle wall. And they put themselves directly in front of
पॉइंट आ गया
who gets to convert a second place finish with 10 KP to their name that game 5.
That was absolutely insane to grab the double digits. You are 100%
Free Fire Watch Party
correct.
करेगा? Free Fire Watch Party का देखते हैं.
Taken, if I'm not mistaken, in that top. But they also dealt 6,900 damage in that entire game they're picking. Their damage differential is like 2,900. VP went crazy in terms of kills.
That's what you like to see too when we have one more game left onto E District, but we got to take a look at these highlights first and what led up to these final moments for game number 5. Because you know how I feel, Tip. When it comes to these game 5s, it really determines how these teams are feeling. You're already at the later half here of this group stage, specifically within this series, and what you have to do differently as a UL are stacked up. Oh my gosh, with these hipfire shots off the 30-30. You talk about playing patiently inside that building. You mentioned maybe not having a lot to work with when it comes to these meds or the nades. What, less than 120 bullets in that light bag in that R9 in general. And he was able to work off of this with the 30-30 following up to try to take these fights safely. But it's beautiful to see S8UL coming out on top here on E District, and also very similarly to Team Vision, by the way.
17 पॉइंट निकला है.
Playing off
Kill
of
तो
where
कब था ये गेम?
कोई बात over to the southwestern side of Energy Bank.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, right, for Team Vision. Yes, they get into the top 5. They got a bit more kills than they did in the prior match, and they did get second. But we're still showing that consistency, which is what we are genuinely asking for our teams in the group stages moving into later in the week. Dinos, though, after some stellar performances, go out with about 3 points in that game. So knowing that they've been in the top 3 for the series results thus far,
जो भी नया है लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना. और अगर आप लोग छुप के अगर चैट पे देख रहे हैं तो प्लीज मुझे एक बार हाय बोलो ताकि मैं देख पाऊँ कि आप लोग बहुत.
This is the energy that I live for when it comes to our lands. There's no other like an ALGS land as we get to see the Reject fans in the crowd. RC win. I love the energy that we're seeing here. From behind us in the caster booth to the audience here in Paris, the back-to-back though. VP getting so much KP in their pockets. What's scary too with SAUL still harassing them, by the way, and that's when they sent out that one member to kind of pepper into them while the zone was still cleaning up behind them. They still were able to get rocket in terms of pacing for VP, and that goes hand in hand to the help of Team Heretics, who moved up underneath the building that they were sharing with S8UL, taking their attention away from them. And the fact that they still had 2 up when they were facing off against Jesto, man, he is just built different.
Holy! The fact that if he hits that last clip onto Preston's, that would have been disgusting. I mean, we were tracking with the R9, the hip fire, the cleanup there. He finally gets the job done, but that was a nasty sequence.
Imagine नीचे माहौल
great awareness and avoiding those catalyst spikes too on the ground, taking control over the hedge before sliding off and still working off of having, you know, whether it be those white attachments or blue attachments on that 30-30 on the R9 too, as S8UL running off from the back. Love to see the family in the crowd too, but again goes back to what we were talking about, Tiff, and the way that they were able to convert a lot of these final zone pools into getting the dub. Sure, it wasn't the 15 KP that we saw in game number 4, but it's highlighting the fact that they were able to close the gap between themselves and where Team Liquid is currently situated in, with a 1-point difference between themselves and first place spot.
That means game number 6 is going to be so insane. You're going to have a different storylines running. Will Team Liquid be able to make it towards the end and take the top of B versus D? Or could Dinos throw down another win? We talked about it. You got Kashera there in the back, just a real veteran in the ALGS comp scene, is coaching Dinos. So to be able to provide all of that knowledge onto these boys for their first major land, that is exactly what they need here today. SAUL, I mean, they're looking clean.
Yeah, they do here. SAUL, with that dub, I do believe it's going to be the Watson who is out for our final game. Don't think I saw Zero looking at the boys over the Aussies after that win.
He gave him enough positivity.
He gave him all the energy
after that.
He's like, it's your turn now.
He's like, fine, I'll go get the job done. As we look at our overall rankings in the group stages there, 58 kills, a total of 109 for Team Liquid, SAUL right behind them. But it's getting close. These group stages, I'm starting to get a little nervous because when you think about it, top 14, you are safe. That's where you want to find yourself. Anytime you're outside of that, so long as you're above, you're not in the bottom 6, we are golden, right?
It's great here when you're really on the second day and you've kind of figured out where you situate yourself across a lot of these different groups.
I know it's an Argentina jersey, and this is going to sound really bad, guys. It's because Rain Day was in the green room. We saw the baby on the broadcast earlier. He's like, yes, the baby is in the Argentina jersey. That is 100% what we need. And now I miss my child at home.
Oh, I just love the fact that you get to rally of the family, give the support to a lot of these players at all of our international lands. It's great. As we get to see a lot of our players geared and ready to go. What will be the results post-match number 6? Don't go anywhere, because we will be moving back over to E District on the other side of this break.
मजा आया लेकिन भाई एक ब्रेक लेके आते हैं नीचे से जाके, ठीक है? तुरंत जब मैच चालू होगा आप लोग दोबारा आ जाना, ठीक है? अभी हगने जाओ सब लोग।
Welcome back, everybody. Team Liquid are primed, sitting in first place with 56 total points. We got one more game to go on E District. It's been exciting to see whether, Zero has been digging for gold to get that #1 first place spot in this group stage, or will SAUL, the boys back at home, just steal it away from him after the back-to-back dub?
I mean, maybe they go again, pull the hat trick out, just win all 3 on E District and just cement your dominance and say, you know what, E District? Yeah, of course, we were able to get the same POI draft that we grabbed before, so we're playing from Neon Square, we're feeling really confident about it, and they had that Southern Zone that went into draft point, and immediately after the Energy Bank one, they called it to perfection. So now, can they do it again?
We'll find out next, guys. Our last game on E District. Here for groups B and D, we've seen this played out as Team Liquid want to hold up this first place spot. Can they do it with 56 points with SAUL trailing a 1-point diff? Or will we get another Southern Zone, adding a bit of a thorn to the side on the rotations that you can expect from the likes of Team Liquid? Let's get this game going. It's been a great day of the ALGS, and of course, it's crazy to even think, Tip, that we got even more action later throughout the day, but it's the way that this groups B and D play out.
The way things have been playing out since we started this day, Vicky, the question was Team Liquid, Falcons. Match #1 on World's Edge. What does that final 1v1 look like, right? Zeros in the end. It's waltzy, right? And in the inevitable, Falcons take that map. Team Liquid answer back with a win in map 3, and APAC South showed out for 4 and 5. Here's the deal, guys. Falcons are currently situated in 7th place on this series. If we're going to continue that HAL v0, I'm going to need to see the Falcons throw down a dub in Game 6.
Can they do it? I mean, the way that they opened up today, can it be a Falcon sandwich? You got to hit them with a caca, but you got to soar through victory first. to even be within that conversation. They predicted that energy bank zone to pull towards the north side of the bridge. Boy, were they wrong. It gave them whiplash, and it pulled closer to where Visions had predicted coming out of their POI and settling on the north side of Draft Point. This time, though, we are taking a little bit tripped to the west side of the middle part of E District on the outskirts of Energy Bank and closer to Neon Square, where SAUL has someone hit the scriptwriters because SAUL are going to try to convert off of this because they also got the ring console and the survey beacon while they're at it off of Neon Square.
I mean, they just have the Rampart. They've chosen to run that with the Watson band. They grabbed the ring console and immediately go to set up alongside. They have the amped covers. They've got the Newcastle wall. After the changes with Watson being yeeted out, I'm looking at Team Liquid's pick as they kind of work their way up into the Lotus. They elected to play Sparrow, which is something we're very familiar with Sykes playing Sparrow in that last game on this matchup for E-District. And even the Bangalore making a few appearances. I see Gen G electing to play Bangalore. Team Liquid. My next question was, would Unlimit bring out the Bangalore for peace? No, they're still on the Axel Sparrow Fuse. Fuse has been very prevalent throughout our series.
No, another team too, who has been within the top three like since the very beginning with the way they've been doing throughout the course of these 6 games is Dinos, and they can easily also overtake SAUL and Liquid depending on how they do in this game and the way that they rotate out of Energy Bank.
ये देखो, ये लो चैंपियन लोग को देख रहे हैं हम लोग. ये मोमेंटम बनाए रखो भाइयों, ठीक है. बाकी स्ट्रेटेजी मैंने भेज दिया है. स्ट्रेटेजी मैंने भेज दिया ऑलरेडी, ठीक है.
Blue close into the building. I'm dropping second. I'll look.
51. Putting nades in. I got fucked inside. Oh my god.
ओए ओए ओए.
Second.
अंदर 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 दरवाजा बंद करो. दरवाजा बंद.
I can kidnap.
मैं होता ना पहले दरवाजा बंद करता पहले.
In the bathroom. Yeah, in the bathroom. Kidnapping. Get out. Go back up. It's
one.
ओह जिसको.
These 50.
ये गलत चिल लग रही है क्या? नहीं सही.
I can hit them. I need to hard kill the fuse. These guys can't kill us. Taking balcony. They're getting shot off balcony.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, right foot for like our bottom or might be underneath.
हर जगह बना दो भाई, हर जगह पूरा लगा दो. सब लगा दो. दरवाजा बंद, रॉकेट फोकेट कुछ नहीं आएगा. सब बंद कर दो दरवाजा.
Yeah, still good. Of course, it came underneath.
Need it. I need damage, bro.
Trying to get a new wall down.
Oh, shot the back. Holy fuck. Fuse ult from behind.
I'm dropping.
I'm good.
Queuing up on us.
I have to stay still. Head up.
I'm playing bottom right now. They were trying to.
You want the fucking headlock.
ये तो रहा है. ये हम लोग थोड़ा stuck हो गए हैं.
Yeah, bro. This game is terrible. It's fine. Holy fuck.
I have no walls right now.
Yeah. It's chill. You have power amp, it's fine. I need to get off fucking wide. Just wait for him to peek on the wall each time. They're hemlocking him from the staircase. Like inside the staircase.
बढ़िया है लेकिन ठीक है अपने पास एक टैंक तो है.
Yeah.
देखो डैमेज तो उनको भी पड़ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं पड़ रहा.
He's gonna jump peek this upside again in a second.
His fuse going up from under. Bro, why so many?
वो खुद बोल रहा है this game is terrible. Terrible legend मतलब समझ रहा है उसमें उस वे में बोल रहा है कि ये गेम में थर्ड पार्टी अगर कोई आ जाता है तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती है. क्या है पुश करेंगे क्या अपने वाले?
Staircase still? I have the reaction time to a fucking grandpa. Holy shit, bro.
70 on the fuse on staircase.
We can heal you, shield chuck it.
Oh, जिसको ऊपर से दे रहा है.
Reinforce the back window. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm waiting for fuse.
Holy fuck, bro.
जोन में तो है हम लोग. बढ़िया.
Those right under, yeah. They can't just drop top bottom.
पेरिस सब लोग एक साथ नहीं जाएगा बाबा. सब लोग जाएंगे 7-10 दिन के लिए जाएंगे. अभी से जाएंगे क्या करेंगे पेरिस पे जाके. हक्का जाना जरूरी है क्योंकि उधर में उधर का काम देखना होगा ना. इसलिए कंटेंट वाइज ये सब धीरज को इसलिए ले जाता है. इसलिए आदि जाता है. SMM को भी इसलिए पहले ले जाया जाता है. इसलिए यही सब है रीजन. उधर में ऐसे 10 मतलब 2 महीने रहने के लिए कैसे होगा भाई. सब लोग का अपना अपना टाइम है. सब लोग अपने अपने टाइम के हिसाब से जाएंगे जो भी जाएंगे. जो नहीं जाएंगे वो इंडिया में देखेंगे, वो वाला बात। अभी हम लोग नहीं है उधर में, हम लोग इंडिया में अभी देख रहे हैं। वॉच पार्टी के बाद अभी हमारे इधर में गेमिंग हाउस में भी वॉच पार्टी हो रहा है, तो उधर भी तो रहना होगा। कौन रहेगा फिर क्रिएटर हैं? क्या मार रहा है? गैस दे रहा है क्या?
There was a caustic in our bottom floor. Like he was on the door.
कॉस्टिक है। अरे भाई कॉस्टिक बहुत इरिटेटिंग हीरो है भाई। सच बोल रहा हूँ।
There's a world where we double Q all the way low ground. It's into fucking caustic barrels though.
You climbed up. Try and peek it.
Top armor? Oh no.
I'm still here.
Dude.
I'll swap armor, just go. I can't do anything. He's trying to set up walls. Keep going armor. How the fuck did we not die?
Once on the caustic, use white armor. He's going up from right, dropping bottom. There's barrels on the bottom door, okay?
Oh,
there's barrels everywhere.
I'm good.
Okay.
I might be far.
Oh, that might kill me. I think I'm gonna die to that.
No.
I'm just seeing the
You won't die. You won't die. Don't worry.
Like holy fuck, bro. Like
I'm coming down.
अबे यार.
Oh, there's fucking barrels everywhere. Oh my god.
Shit यार.
Batting.
holy fuck.
I'm watching bottom floor.
कैसे आएगा?
Everyone
मर
is
जाएगा.
so dog shit, man.
We are in Vietnam. GG boys.
Seriously?
GG boys.
Everyone's so fucking terrible. Holy fuck, man. Like, what are we meant to do?
सब लोग इन्हीं को दे दिया क्या?
Straight down with these guys.
दो तीन टीम का यूटिल आते हुए तो देखा है मैंने.
Do abilities go through walls? It makes no fucking sense. Who designs this? Seriously?
With Enter Force 36 in a neighboring vicinity. Enter Force 36 tried a third party, it doesn't come through. Elsewhere, Zipline Mafia still looking for information and trying to course their path on that eastern side of Energy Bank.
I just have to highlight too, like why these teams are playing the way that they do in the group stages. There is something at risk, right, Tiff? When the bottom 6 teams of group stages are actually eliminated, and we are on the second day out of 3 of group stages. The 15th and 34th team will advance into that 10-game series of the Survivor stage. So a lot of these teams with their backs against the walls, who did have the best performance in the first initial series, are looking to turn things around as Unlimit 2. Zooming around on the axle. It's going to be Ulari, man.
Oh, no.
Slides in, though. Right behind Kiner. Gets into a different position. He's got the alternator. He's got the double tap. He finishes him off. Gets more KP. Literally 4 KP in his pocket. But he's unstoppable. He's just trying to reset. Nate's trying to stay alive. And now he's forced to TP to reset.
And you have the teammates going out looking for the pings and saying, he's escaped to here. You have the time to get me back up on my feet. Zidon even portaling back to Nate to try and clear the reset for them as well. And they are going on the hunt. And immediately under fire, TLN Pirates are out at the hands of Unlimit.
That is beautiful. Unlimit are putting on a performance in this final game. They keep going though, as Ulari Man has seen another victim in the distance here. They're like actually losing out. One player here, Suvi, isn't gonna be, and forcing them to play as a duo is gonna be Unlimited. Now Team Heretics move up, they control the high ground as well as this choke. With Zipline Mafia on the other side, but it's going to be difficult with Galleria now engulfed in the ring, and all these teams on the eastern side are forced to move into Energy Bank.
हम डॉट सेंटर पे थे, वही तो डॉट सेंटर पे तो टारगेट नहीं हो सकता है वो, लेकिन हाँ ये था कि एक टीम को इतना यूटिल है हम लोग नहीं संभाल पाते ना, वही
was able to grab a care package weapon, so he'll feel pretty solid with that. And the Heretics, well, we're still kind of shadowing Zipline Mafia, but a bit towards the north. I wonder if we're going to be able to get ahead of them in the choke.
Wow.
This is OBS 17.
Wow. We are moving through the Matrix. Hearing the voices in my head. You think I'm Wraith actually at the same time. Team Heretics.
You just went into the void.
You love it, the little banter when you hear like Alter talk to Wraith too with her cute little portal. Felt like I was Wraith for a second, just hearing the voices here, but you know who's hearing themselves take this dub is going to be Dino with the way that they've been playing, because currently with still 50 points, Team Liquid still are alive, but it's going to be able to be Dinos trying to prio this rotate right now, trying to survive, get that placement, especially when they see Team Vision blocking their rotate. They're forced to take this roundabout rotate through the southern side of Energy Bank through the choke instead.
And Gen G get a full reset. Rez 2, so back up to a team of 3. and a good move for Dinos. We've got WGR Neo ahead of them, and I love the caution we're taking, right? We just all turtle up, no angles given, quiet, syringing together, and focusing. Now, this is the battle that's been going on since the very start of this map, and it's Enter Force 36 now with portals, with Dark Veils, trying to eliminate Wolves. The piercing spikes were down on the stairs, but away we go, back to our building. The reason this is happening is because, guys, Shopify Rebellion has showed up to the fight, and there's a Fuse, Axel, and Sparrow now into the mix.
You know, when you see moments like that, and you get shot from the window that gets broken, especially when you have to worry about the fuses, too. I didn't know that Apex Legends is a horror game sometimes, but with the nades now, Shopify, they heard us, Tiff. They're showing their presence. Poipo playing a little slow, though. Wolves, too, are able to try to get this reset with the medkit getting popped for no name, while Zipline Mafia are farming in the kill feed. Kazakh is going to be able to get the one member of Team Heretics. Wolves, though, are going to be able to put down the TP2 in case they need a reset, because they are one of the teams who, by the way, have not really left from this building and are bunkered down with a catalyst.
Enter Force 36 is down, and now you turn towards the Falcons with Waltzy last standing. Nano on the other side. The ping's coming through. The Chal is here, and the Falcons fall to Flat.
Huge here for Flat to get this reset. Falcons out in 13th place in this final game between groups B and D. Now with Waltzy, at least, you know, he got that knock, but unfortunately he couldn't get that KP. But now Visions walks up and clean up on aisle 3 because they're looking at Flat as Wolves are looking at them on the other side. And Team Liquid, who are still alive, are looking at the pileup on the north side of Energy Bank. Gen G, Zipline Mafia, you were talking about this earlier. We saw the kill feed lighting up, Tiff, and Unlimit may actually 3P this, but you know what's even better? Is Dinos by Energy Bank, who are looking to steal this KP.
I mean, look, when the dinosaurs go on the prowl, it's a little scary. I don't remember their favorite dinosaurs. We'll have to ask them after. Gen G, yes, you got the full reset, but you are falling between Zipline Mafia and Team Liquid. Now to end this fight ahead of Watch Party में नीचे थोड़े लोगों से मिलेंगे. ठीक है, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, see ya, अलविदा, कल मिलेंगे.
It's perfect timing here. J Future was able to capitalize, but Team